Magical thing. Well, welcome to Friday Night Bricks number 38. On right now is myself and Mariann. In the description this week, you'll see some links to, I actually linked it to her website, and I've got links to my website. Tonight, probably what I'll probably be doing is I actually have a show tomorrow at the Madison Children's Museum here in town, taking a little bit of the castle, not a lot. I can only get like a 3x3 area, so I'll be taking a show tomorrow at the Madison. Is your YouTube on, Mariann?
Yeah, I just turned it off. I just realized it was on. Sorry.
It's like, wow, I got. So basically, I'll be kind of prepping that with what I'm taking. A little bit here and there. I'll probably wait until I get a little bit more people in there where I can maybe leave the area. I grabbed my train today. I had to dig out my storage to get that out. For those people who were here last week, obviously I've been doing a lot of cape stuff. Actually did some at bowling last night. So actually I hardened a bunch of cloth last week. So last night I didn't do any of the punching with the paper hole punch. I figured I'd probably try not to make that much noise, but did make a stack of the new purple. They'll look blue on there, but these are purple capes. And then I made some more of the just traditional leopard ones. And then the capes or the tents. I'm using the old Indiana Jones tent from one of the chase ones. And so I've been making capes, and then basically I'm actually so I'll probably have to post in WISLUG's thing, actually with all my bricks in storage. Hey, M Lego is in the chat. I actually don't have enough of these pieces to put all the tents up, actually stationary, so they might have to just be folded and just kind of free flowing. So did make a few of these last night. Obviously the cloth, the bigger pieces, I can get 2 or 3 tents in. I didn't have a lot of big pieces last night, so that's why I made a lot of capes. So I've got I've got a couple purple and a couple of the gold ones. So that's kind of what I did last night. So I need to shoot some video and show people kind of a little bit of how I go about everything. So hey, Galagade's in the chat. So basically it's one of those things where
Hi guys.
It's basically one of those things where I've been kind of working on that stuff. Do need to put some batteries in my lights for tomorrow to try and put some stuff in the castle. Because actually, I did the other night. I actually did work a little bit on getting the original keep built put onto mills. So I basically recessed it a little bit. So basically, it's one of those things where let's see here. Basically, I just put some plates and then put some tiles, and then of course these areas you can see up. So I kind of just put some plates in there, but it's kind of those things where it'll actually, and then built up the front area of the stairs because it actually does go up a little bit. So, and it does kind of take a little bit to since it is plates, it takes a little bit to get it stuck in there. So I'll actually have 4 layers tomorrow with this, and I might be able to put the lights in there and actually, since I don't know if I want to really take my normal LEDs with me. They take up a little bit too much, and I don't know if they'll work. So, well, the leopard print. Galagade's asking about the. Hey, Charles. Galagade's asking about the leopard tents. Well, I mean, the ice bears, obviously, a lot of them are actually in the walls of the castle, but I mean, I don't have enough places for everybody. So, and then basically it's one of those things where the tents will just be kind of for the extra troops. So actually this will kind of show you here, because I actually did this. I've been doing this over the last couple nights. Let's see, we'll do this up a little bit here. So these are the saber-tooth tigers. So the saber-tooths from the Chima are an ally. And so kind of like this one, the tent isn't secure. It's just running freely right now. So the tent will just kind of be, living quarters for some of the saber-tooths too. So, I mean, obviously it's one of those things I'll need a bigger layout for all that. But so these guys have been putting capes on these guys. So kind of one of those things where, I mean, it'd be nice to have pretty much all the guys in capes, and the reason the tents, if the tents match the guys with the capes, that'll be pretty cool. So.
Hey Reed, did you end up adding any of those the what was it, the no, I've totally lost the name of it. The things that they were wearing, the leotards, that's it.
Oh, the loincloth or whatever?
Loincloth, that was it.
Yeah, no, I didn't make any more of those. I mean, I made the one. Lego found the CMFs at Target today.
Nice. I still haven't picked up any of those, or actually I haven't seen them anywhere.
Yeah, I still need to pick some up. I actually found, while I was kind of digging through my stuff, I found more of my Red Dragon guys. And, I seem to have a small army of those guys. Those guys might need some capes too, unfortunately. Some kind. Well, they won't work with the wings, but they probably need some stuff too. And I've got a bunch of those guys, so they will be a force to be reckoned with at some point. So, but as we kind of get busier later, I might try and step away and do some of that. Do some of the prepping of the show. Did cook myself some dinner, so I'll probably break or at least take my video off at some point so I can kind of eat some of that while it's nice and warm. So these kinds, I bought these guys around the holidays at the Home Depot. They've got stickum with them, and they've used it run off of AAA batteries. Probably just put the cheap ones in for tomorrow for these. I'm missing a few. 3, I'm supposed to have 8. I have 5, so I'm going to have to hunt for my stuff. But they actually, what's funny is they do have a remote too. So like these ones already have batteries in it. Actually, I'll push them back a little bit. These guys have batteries, so they can just be turned on and just change the color. So the blue, red, green, white, and then off. We can put them on a timer too. So kind of cool. Might see if I can find some more of those. They were pretty cheap. I think they were 10 or 15 bucks for those. Good to kind of add them for like the keep and stuff. Since the keep is one of those things that doesn't have very good access to for wiring. I'd like to have more lighting in there, but we'll see what happens this year at Brickworld. And this year too is the castle might be part of a bigger collaboration with the WISLUG group, since I'm now a member of that group. So, and they'll obviously have a fairly large presence at Brickworld Chicago, since it's a pretty close venue. So for them, I was actually looking to see. Hey, Collector, I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing? Just gonna check real quick here and see. So yeah, so Mariann, are you working on anything special these days?
Well, I am building probably tonight as I'm talking and listening. I have you saw my Lego roses on my Etsy shop, or on my cover photo, right, on Facebook.
Okay.
So let me see if I can pull up a picture, and then I'll post it on. I'll put it up to the camera so people can see. But anyways, I make Lego roses, and I got like 3 orders, because usually I get several orders starting here going into beginning of February for Valentine's Day. So I'm going to be building some of those while we're talking.
And is that a design of your own, then I take it?
Yeah, of course.
That's good. Yeah, I've seen some good ones. I actually built some on I think using maybe the one like the glued one that Lego did years ago. Kind of built some like that. I don't know if it was the same one or something like that. In Digital Designer and stuff like that, but I haven't done too much with that, building them actually, just because I think they're pretty slope. Mine were pretty slope intensive, and I don't know even if some of the pieces were easily to get. So,
yeah, well, mine is actually pretty. Okay, I found the picture.
okay, you will be
bring it up.
You're on the big screen.
Well, let's see if I can get it right to this. There we go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, those are nice.
Yeah, so these are bouquets, and then I also sell single roses. And so people ordered some of the red roses, and so I'm going to work on those. They are very wedge plate intensive, though. So
yeah. I mean, how much do the roses cost each?
So I know they're a little pricey, but at the same time, they don't die like regular roses. So a single rose is $50, and then a bouquet of 3, like the picture, is $250.
I would love to probably have some roses around for Valentine's Day, and I'm gonna put me on the big screen. But as Chester found out the other day, and he's on the monitor. As Chester found out the other day, we have a ton of snow in Wisconsin. So that's the because I've been shoveling a little bit at my mom's house here, and that is a standard shovel there.
Right.
And Chester is on the top of that hill. Playing King of the Hill, and I didn't want to knock him off. I didn't want to get covered in snow that day, but yeah,
Right.
It's been pretty crazy. I mean, yeah, that's a fair amount of snow. I mean, it's been pretty nutty. So it snowed like from Wednesday, snowed like Tuesday night to Wednesday afternoon. I was actually working Wednesday. That was fun. Couldn't keep my windows defrosted in my work truck, so it was one of those things where basically I don't think I hit the speed limit until my next to the last stop that day, where I finally got to 55 when the sun came out. So, and then it was I don't know if anybody watched the news today in Wisconsin. The temperature I think was like 0 or 1. Wind chill was at -24 today. So, for those of you guys who like snow and the cold, hey, come to Wisconsin, man. It's really cold right now, so
Well, here it keeps going off and on. It snows one day and then it melts the next day and snows. So we have snow, but we don't have like a lot of snow right now. But it is cold. I do not like snow because I'm native Californian, so I prefer warmth.
Galligate asked, how do you ship them? How do you ship the roses? I'm sure.
Oh, well, they are glued, so they don't come apart. And I use what we used at the model shop at Legoland, California. So it's actually a solvent that melts the plastic together. So I actually use this little glue bottle here. When you see the tiny little needle point tip, that's so that it's an even as much of an even distribution as I can get. And but then I just bubble wrap it really carefully and put it in a box so that's, doesn't get bumped around, and usually they're fine. And I've shipped them all over the country, all over the world. In fact, one of my orders is going to the UK, I believe, for this time.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I get them shipped all over the place, and excuse me. I make them in lots of different colors, but of course, red's always the most popular. And I've had lots of people ask me for the instructions, and there's no way I'm going to ever make instructions because I make too much money selling them as glued models.
That definitely makes sense. So So that's always a good thing. It's kind of those things where, I mean, well, and some stuff, especially when you're doing it as a profession, it's one of those things where, you want to make sure that you don't give out too much information sometimes. So that's kind of how it goes. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind doing a lot of doing some things as instructions, but see, the other problem is a lot of people ask for free instructions, and again, I don't do free instructions because it's my job. So, and also it takes a long time. People always think that instructions just magically come out of the air, but instructions actually take 3 to 4 times as long as the actual model, or sometimes even longer. because people don't think about, you know, if you know how to build it, that's one thing. But if you have to make it to the lowest common denominator so anybody can build it, even like a 5-year-old, you have to think about, you know, step by step. If I have to turn the model in the instructions, if I have to turn it upside down or anything like that. That's why a lot of people think, you know, they don't think about how complicated it is to do instructions. Where I like to, I've done instructions and I do sometimes do my own custom kits, but at the same time, you know, like I only make custom instructions if I'm going to do a custom kit for myself, or if like a client hires me and they want me to do custom kits for them. And usually it's a minimum of 50 to 100 because, again, I'm not going to do 10 custom kits. It takes too long. It's too much work, too much effort, for one thing.
Well, I was going to say somebody was streaming the other day on someone's stream and was talking about like a giant Star Wars ship he was building, and the instructions he got showed it flipping it. I mean, and this is like, you're already thousands of pieces in, and he's going, I flip it, it's going to disintegrate. So it's like one of those things where you really can't really, sometimes you can't flip the instructions for some creations. So even though you made the instructions that way, they probably made it in like a digital designer program or something like that. And then, yeah, flipping it's great, but sometimes it's not feasible.
That's the other problem is that if you don't actually do the instructions and then take the take the model apart, reassemble it, have other people test the instructions. If you don't have multiple people doing the instructions or testing them at least to realize how in the real world they're feasible, then you don't realize if there's any problems or mistakes with them. Because I've been doing instructions probably about 14 or 15 years. But I didn't actually make the instructions myself at first because I didn't know how to use like LDRAW or, of course, Studio didn't exist back then. And I don't believe even LDD existed back then when we were in the model shop at Lakeland, California. So one of my coworkers made the instructions, but I designed the model for the Lego Ambassador pass holders, which I don't believe they have that even anymore. And I don't believe they've even got the program the same way that they did back then, because now that Merlin owns it versus Legoland owning it, they won't allow them to make instructions like they did when we were still technically owned by Lego versus Merlin. But anyways, back in the day, we would make instructions. So like I made a custom Eiffel Tower many years before Lego made it an official one. I made a Luxor. Now, granted, that one was just a basic pyramid, which was just the basic slopes bricks. It was not complicated at all, but it was designed for kids because, again, even though the Ambassador Pass holders are all ages, you have to think about like the 5-year-olds that are going to have a very difficult time trying to assemble like a Eiffel Tower. And so, yeah, we'd build some of those things in the thing, and then we'd have to get all the parts ready for the things for the event. And it was interesting because that was my first time working with doing workshops with kids and adults and making instructions ahead of time and all that stuff. So it was kind of a complicated system, but again, I don't think it's quite the same way it is anymore at Legoland because that was a long time ago.
Yeah, and actually, as M. Lego said, it was Iceberg that was working on that Star Wars ship. And what's wild is he was talking about all the pieces he had bought for it and then had even more. Like he was like, as he was building, he somehow ended up with even more pieces than what so he almost had enough pieces for almost a second ship. So quite entertaining when you're working on big things. I mean, like just like me, I mean, right now, most of my loose brick, I really have no way to get access. I mean, most of it was, I put them in kitchen garbage bags, like the small bins. So anything that I had sorted that's not in my emergency kits is really hard to get to. So luckily, I have the bins like you get at Harbor Freight, and these have my things. So I mean, I have 2 that are white, which are my emergency kits for mills. I mean, I have my clear ones. which I'll actually probably take to my show tomorrow, that has my trans black and my trans clear in it. And AJ Collects is here. Hey AJ, welcome to the stream. So I mean, I have those, and then of course I have bags of brick laying around here, and I was looking for one. I was actually had one the other day, and then I don't even know what I did with it.
Hey Reed, you might want to change the big screen picture because right now it's just me.
Oh yeah, sorry. I actually had that. Well, I had it while I was eating because I turned my video off. I mean, I have bags of plates scattered around. I have the one bag that I traded some stuff with Mark Mancuso in Colorado. That bag is over there because I had some 1x2 clears and stuff. And then what I did was today is I picked up a 27-gallon tub so I can prep the show tomorrow. And then
that's right.
Let's see here. Richard might join us later. One of his lug members in Arkansas has a 2-year-old that has cancer. So he was trying to get some stuff. And I actually told him, he asked me because I'm a big polybag guy. So and it's 2 years old. So I actually went digging in my collection. As you can see, this is what most of my stuff is out in my storage. Anything that I kind of bagged up in kitchen bags. So at 2 years old, I mean, she said she wanted poly bags, or he said she wanted poly bags. But for me, at 2, and I bought a few of these at really good deals. A couple of my nephews got it. I mean, I got this nice thing. I was going to send this to him, even though he said poly bags. This one's got 100.
I would definitely go with Duplo versus poly bags because they're tiny little pieces in poly bags.
Yeah, well, just even nothing else, just as something to grow into or whatever. So, and I had these plates. They had tons of these on sale at one point at the stores. As you can see, that really old price tag, $348, and it might have been even cheaper than that when I got it. I might have got it at a discount or something. So I have a bunch of those, and then I was digging in my boxes, and so I grabbed a couple of friends' polys I had. Grabbed a set of the purple mixels because I have tons of purple mixels. So, I mean, I just had some stuff. I couldn't find my Duplo poly bags, so I do have a couple of those. And then, of course, I grabbed some of the. I grabbed one of the Batgirls because I bought a bunch of these for the purple pieces. And at 5, that was for 100 pieces is not a steal, but it's still a good deal. So, and then I brought all my grabbed all my Harry Potter train stuff for the show tomorrow. So it looks like some of the stuff shattered in my transit over here. So it looks like I'm going to have to do some remodeling tonight, rebuilding a little bit. But my tender, I built I kind of like the 8 wide. So with the engine, it kind of is almost the engine with all the extras is about 8 wide. So basically, this has got double power function train motors, double rechargeable battery boxes, and it's a double S brick configuration. So there's 2 S bricks in here. So basically it's and I control my phone. And this was pretty powerful when I used it in Denver for one of the shows I had. So I mean, it ran for hours. So just got to get the other battery box in here, and then so I actually, I don't remember how I had this in here. I bet I could probably guessing I can probably just set it in here. I'm guessing. No, I better take it off. With the holes, of course, and the power buttons all centralized in the center with a. Let's see here. I do have a mess here of some kind. Interesting. I have some pieces on the inside of my train car. Like the battery box doesn't want to go down. I don't remember how this was sitting in here that actually sat, but So the goal is to kind of have this ready for tomorrow, so I can run the train a little bit and whatnot. So need to charge the battery. I need to charge the batteries because I don't remember if I got them charged after the last Colorado show I did with this, and for some reason it is not going in the way it's supposed to.
Oh, also, I just wanted to share this with everybody. People always ask me how I cut Lego. And so this is one of the tools I use to cut Lego. I do use a regular razor blade sometimes, but this is kind of like a paper cutter, except it's more, it's just it's a straight razor, the standard razor cutter on the inside, but it's this big tool to make it a little bit easier to cut. And so, so when I'm using it for some things, but I also have to make what's called a jig. And what that means is that I have to prepare something, because I know some people don't like to cut Lego. People freak out sometimes about that, but sometimes I need to, either because it's faster, or if it's because like a good example is for my roses, I need 3x3 wedge plates. And so I have a lot of 4x4 wedge plates that I was able to acquire. And since I can either just use all of the 4x4 wedge plates instead, but it doesn't look as good. So I cut them down to make them 3x3 a little bit. But I have to make a jig or a guiding line, which is what the tile is for. And then I put it on my cutting thing and I chop it down. It's not perfect because it does kind of affect, sometimes one side is slightly at an angle versus the other, but at the same time, it gives it a faster, cleaner cut. And it saves my hands, because trying to cut Lego, it works with the razor cutter, but at the same time, it's, it's a hard plastic, so it's a little bit harder to cut. So my brother actually found this for me and made it easier to cut with. And so that's what I like to do. I like to use this because it's doesn't hurt my hands as much. And I know people don't like to cut Lego, but this is a permanently glued model when it's finished, so it doesn't really matter if it's cut or altered, because you won't really see it as much in the final build. And it, again, like I said, because I was able to find the 4x4 versus the 3x3 for a good deal, it's more of an economical thing.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, well, everybody's going to have their own preference for, I guess, what they feel is, an acceptable type thing for. But I mean, it's people, I think, even when they do lighting and stuff, almost sometimes have to, tweak it a little bbit to kind of make things work the right way. So, fixing my little box car I made, and of course. In the car, you will see Paul Streifler and Mr. Hinkle is on the bottom. They are in the jail car. I don't know what they did, but they did something to anger somebody, so they're in the jail car. So
very nice.
So well, and that, it's kind of things where, I mean, I don't have a lot. I need to get some bigger pieces in purple. So the purple pieces I'm using kind of aren't probably the most economical for that. I mean, I bought some of the slotted pieces, the 1x2 by 5s and stuff. So, it's an average style car. So I mean, nothing fancy or anything. Built some basic, quick, just rolling stock. At one point for one of our shows, or just had we had the white lattices in one of our lugbook orders a while back, a couple years ago, and so I kind of built some of those cars to house some dragons and stuff. Yeah, I have a car with some ice bears in there, so I'm missing some of my couplers, so I got to figure out where. Hopefully, they're all in here. Otherwise, some of these cars are not going to be making the grade tomorrow. Looks like the engine is here. And the engine kind of fell apart, but I have the Hogwarts engine. Looks like Stay Puffed is in control of that. It looks like, so good for him. Hopefully he will not steer us in the wrong direction. So, but think this goes like this, I think, yeah, something like that. Okay. I wonder if I got more pieces for that. We'll find out. But I figured I grabbed some stuff out of my storage. Obviously, I got to charge the battery, so I grabbed both of them. I actually have 2 of the charging cables. Bricksomniac's in the chat. Yes, this is purple. It is purple. Well, somebody was somebody had kind of. I mean, I like purple. Purple's one of my favorite colors. You'll see it scattered in the trans and all that stuff. So, and so basically, I was building some cars. I took the. Actually, what happened to that? I don't even see that car. When I built the Hogwarts train, I went. Actually, what's funny is, oh, there it is. I made the car 8 wide. The reason being is, if you look carefully, the cart will actually at 8 wide will actually go. You know, it can actually freely go down the thing here if it doesn't hit all these wands and suitcases, of course. So basically, it was one of those things where in the original car at 6 wide, this cart won't slide at all. So this cart will actually freely go back and forth. That's why I made it 8 wide. And with the engine, and plus with the tender I wanted to be able to get the battery boxes in there and all that stuff. And at 8 wide, it seemed like it just did a much better job. So it's just a basic car. It looks like I'm missing some stuff, which means some of the cars might not look super good tomorrow. My caboose, on the other hand, now this one you should enjoy. The caboose is a little stylish, maybe a little too glamorous, maybe a little bit too blingy, perhaps. Because like I said, I like purple, so I made a caboose. I bought a bunch of those the rings a while back. So I got those on there, and so I've got a guy. I don't know if I can pull it off. I got a guy, ice bear, sleeping on the top. And those of you who know me well for Chicago will know about this game that the ice bears are playing in there. They're playing Munchkin. So for those of you who know that I try to play every year at Brickworld. So it's one of those things where if you do go to that show and you're planning on playing, you have to bid out a bunch of people who like to play. So bring your checkbook and make sure it's full when you bring it, because seats there can go on the upwards of a couple $100. So let's see here. Oh, so obviously I got some ladder pieces on here that seem to fall off, and I wonder if the one ladder piece that I found at storage, I'm like, oh, I don't know what that's for. I don't need to bring that. And of course, that would be the one piece I'm missing. So, brought the bin had a ton of stuff in it, and so I think a lot of the stuff is going to be somewhat incomplete. Something like maybe an accident happened, I guess. Somehow I picked this up. Not sure how, but somehow it got picked up. Oh, you know what? I wonder if that piece was for this rail car. So, yeah, so these guys will all be going to the show tomorrow. We'll have to see if they use it or whatnot. So, oh, Hailey Bricks is in the chat. Actually, I had taken some purple and actually put a bunch of ice bears in the crates for like the Mariskin stuff. So I actually had made these, put ice bears in with windows, but most of them I think got taken apart or they are MIA. I do not know where they are at, because they did have a bunch of them, and I don't know where they're at. They might be in with some of the castle stuff, and I didn't go digging into all those bins. Like I said, the wind chill today was -20, and in storage, it's not heated, so wasn't fun to go digging in there anyways. So I'm wondering, looks like my tender is missing some pieces. which is not good because I could have sworn it was all complete. That's going to look kind of strange tomorrow. Well, hiding.
Well, I did have something really cool happen this week.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw this up just so you guys can see it. You might want to look up, Reed. See?
Oh, let me put you on the big screen so everybody can see that.
Yeah. So I got the Chinese dance set from a friend in Singapore, and actually, the reason the box looks kind of puffy is because it's actually got both the Chinese dance set and it also has the Dragon dance set. It also has the restaurant in it as well. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm thinking about maybe doing like a build or like a video of the building it, because there's so many cool pieces in there and so many cool specialty pieces like printed pieces and printed torsos that are just exclusive to that set.
Yeah.
And now it wasn't cheap, but it was, I think it was worth it to me to get. But they're really hard to get, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, some people say they're too, and I wish Lego would just, I really wish Lego would just release them worldwide, because it's like they forget that there's Asians in the rest of the world. But at the same time, I get why they did it, because they wanted to see, what they're saying the reason is because they wanted to see what the Asian market's response would be or whatever. But problem is half of them are coming and going internationally around the world because all of us from everywhere else are asking our friends in the Asia Pacific area to get them.
Yes.
And they were selling out like crazy because my friend that bought it for me, she messaged me at like 3 in the morning my time, and she's like, I'm at Toys R Us. Do you want me to pick this up for you? And I was like, yeah. That wasn't even a question.
Yeah, that is kind of how it is. Sometimes sets just sell like crazy, and so some sets, sell faster than others, and it is kind of a good set, and I'm sure a lot of people want it. Oh, what the Ice Bear car doesn't have enough couplers, so I'll have to steal them off of one of the Maris cars tomorrow, I guess, if we use it. So, but everything's pretty good. I got to plug in, charge them up, but yeah, it's kind of things where figured I'd get myself a nice big bin to pack it all in. Maybe the Ice Bears might travel via these guys tomorrow, so they might have them throwing some of these cattle cars, Give them a downgrade of class for a little while. So
at least they're bears, so I guess they're okay with the cold.
Yeah, they might still not like this minus 22 degrees here in Wisconsin, but oh well. That's just the way it goes. Actually, this was a cool train. This debuted at the in Golden, Colorado. Oh, there's two here. One's just got a weird thing to it. So it debuted out there in Colorado at one of the shows we did. So it was pretty cool. It was nice to show it off, and like I said, it ran for a while. It was pretty cool on how long it ran. With all the power it had and everything, so it's always nice to. That's not going to make the grade because I don't have all of them. So, but it's always nice to experiment, And I think there's, like you said, there's always people out there that some like the 8 wide versus or 7 wide or whatnot. So for me, it was like 8 wide. Just to me seems a little bit more realistic. I don't build enough trains to really, say what's the best, but I'll start building more these days.
No, you'd have to ask either Tony Sava or Kale Lepard for the perfect train size, because they're the guys that are constantly vying for best train builder.
Yeah, they are. It'll be nice to see those guys in Chicago this year, so always fun to see those guys. Ooh, wow, this one, I don't know if this one must have had trouble getting around the curves. So it's good to always see their stuff. Obviously, it sounds like they were building a steam locomotive too. on one of their ventures they do. So it'd be kind of cool to see. So basically, it's one of those things where, yeah, I'm gonna find my other power pack at some point and get this going. Oh, Chad's Bricks Hobby is on the stream. Chad, did you get your poly bag yet? Did it make it to your house? If not, hopefully it'll get there soon. I still need to get address information for the other one who won last week. Where is my calendar? I think I can't remember. I Build with Bricks or something like that was the name. I don't know what I did with it. Hit it somewhere. Don't see it. I don't know what I did. So there is one person that did not respond with an address that won the other poly bag. Oh, there it is. Let's see it. What was it? Oh, not that. Let's see here. I Build with Bricks. So if anybody knows I Build with Bricks, let them know to email me at scoop_shovel@yahoo.com his address so I can get him that poly bag. It's package ready to go. Yeah, I actually need to build my popcorn cart. One of these days I'll build that. So
I still haven't seen them yet at my stores.
Really?
Yeah, but I haven't been shopping a lot because I don't like going out when it's cold and snowy, and so I've been staying in a lot. And I know I'm not even like, I'm such a wimp comparative to your temperatures because it's like cold and snowy is 30 degrees here, so it's like it's not 22 below, but like I said, I'm a California wimp when it comes to weather, and I fully embrace that.
Yeah, so but yeah, so it's one of those things where I think Walmart's had them the most. I've seen them generally in their bin sections. And some of the Walmarts that I've been to actually kind of almost gotten rid of those a little bit because they got the Lego Movie set up with the bins there. But I've seen them a little bit everywhere. I mean, even Walmart, I think, Target's starting to get them too. I think starting to see them in a few different spots. They should be in the Valentine's section. They sure hope they're there by now. I mean, you're 3 weeks from Valentine's Day. I can see how they maybe don't want to put that stuff out right away because it might sell out. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you're always gonna possibly experience that with anything, unless of course you target and you do spaceships, Star Wars ships, no minifigs. Yeah, those guys. I mean, those guys sit on the shelves or sit at the cash wraps for forever. I mean,
yeah, well, like the Kylo Ren ship is boring in my opinion. So it's, I mean, the micro one, especially. So I could see why it just sits on the shelf there because nobody wants to build it. And
yeah,
I always look at just not just what it's the finished product, but parts, and it doesn't even have interesting parts in my opinion.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where some of that stuff, that's some of the issues, is it's just they don't, I mean, now granted, if the trains go on sale at Target, those I would maybe pick up on sale. I think I only pick up one or two just so I'd have them in the collection.
You want the Christmas train?
Yeah, I think I might have. I'd have to look at my brick set and figure it out. I don't know.
Yeah, I bought like one or maybe two, but it wasn't that exciting. And I was gonna buy some when after Christmas, but it was not on sale yet, and so I was like, okay, I'm not gonna buy them then.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what if or when they might go on sale. I mean, it's kind of. I mean, I guess you could use it kind of like the Winter Village stuff. I still haven't gotten the fire stations yet for the winter holiday stuff, so I'll have to get those at some point. Kind of when I left Colorado and changed jobs, everything lost foot of those I still need, but just like everything when I worked at Lego, they should be out for at least another year, maybe 2.
Yeah, well, I got last year's the train station, and I got the fire station this year, and I did have my Christmas set up, but because my cat decided to play Godzilla, he knocked over most of my stuff, so I just didn't Because normally I take pictures of my village, but this year I was like, my cat keeps knocking everything over. It's not worth it. But I do plan on doing like another Christmas village next year, and hopefully he'll be a little bit older and won't be climbing up on the table as much, because I do try to train my cats not to actually climb on the table, and it takes a little while though because he's still pretty new. I've only had him for a couple months.
Yeah. Somniac says his Catzilla keeps stealing pieces too. So, but one of the things where M Lego said he got one of the trains at Target, but it wasn't on sale. So I mean, unless of course they all go on sale after Valentine's Day when they clearance those, maybe they'll throw some of those other ones in there too. But yeah, I mean, I was in Target and they got tons of those, tons of the what's the ship from Guardians of the Galaxy? They got tons of that guy.
Oh, the Milano.
They got a bunch of those still sitting there. I mean, I even saw the flowers in one of the Targets the other day, thinking, because Walmart sold those for dirt cheap recently, and those were full price. I mean, they got some friend sets that are old and they're still full price. So they must be finding stuff in the warehouse and stuff. And I mean, obviously if they go on sale, I'll buy more, but full price, I mean, I've got a bunch of those. I mean, the flower was a good set with 100 pieces. When you get down to $2 or $1 for those guys, then they're going to fly off the shelf because they got a lot of neat pieces, and they got the coupler in purple, which is kind of cool. And actually, I think I have some in my collection. I might have to open up a couple of those just to put them in these train cars. I didn't even think about that until now, but
I got a few of those because I got the parts in there are great. I like the fact that they have the piece that makes the hearts in purple in that set. And although now with the Lego Movie 2, they've got an actual heart element finally. Not that I've gotten that yet. I haven't gotten any of those sets that come with that, but
yeah, that's called the coupler plate, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I mean, and, it's kind of things where I did some horse trading with Brick Vibe, and so I found some sale poly bags. I mean, some of it could have gone into my Assembling Hope assets, but in the end, I still need some trans pieces for the castle to keep the remodeling going. So I kept some, but not so much the ones that probably he can get more use out of. And then, of course, I found another one of those. I found an Arctic base. I told everybody last week I found one of those on sale. But yeah, I need to kind of curb the spending a little bit and just kind of whatnot. So there isn't a lot of stuff I need. The pieces are pretty much the clear and trans black are pretty much the only ones I really need these days. And so really haven't been doing too much. I did find some more of the CMFs, the party ones. And I think I found like a unicorn. I opened them last week. More dragons, unicorn, some more cats. So yeah, tomorrow, just even getting ready for tomorrow, I'm just going to have to track down a bunch of stuff too, and just terms to make sure I got all the figs I need and all that stuff. So I got to figure out what time all that starts. I'm probably just going to cart it from the ramp rather than go to the loading dock and whatnot. I'll just take my cart and cart it over. Hopefully the ground will be pretty clear. So, but
yeah, right now the next show I'm doing is actually Bricks Cascade, which is next. Well, technically it's in March, but it starts on the 28th of February.
Oh, okay, and that's the one up in Oregon, right?
Yeah, that's the one up in Oregon.
Yeah, because I think I went through my book and wrote down a lot of the shows just so I kind of knew when a lot of them were coming up, and just so I kind of would have an idea. And actually, I probably didn't find much. Oh, you know what? Actually, did I not have that one? Oh, I do have Bricks Cascade. Yeah, I have that one. Brick World Indy, Brick Fair, North Carolina, Nebraska Brick Days, which I don't know if I'm gonna make that one or not. We'll have to see. Really, I did. I mean, and the funny thing was, I was trying to use the calendar that the Ambassador Lug Network they use, and I mean, a lot of the stuff wasn't on there. I mean, I was kind of shocked. And that, or there's
the problem with that thing is it's kind of piecemeal what's on there and what's not on there.
Yeah, and it might be some of the maybe the cons themselves. Maybe they aren't allowed to be on there. I don't know, but I mean, it's kind of weird because a lot of that stuff wasn't. But even some of the small shows, you see a lot of the lug shows are out there. But I think that's what they want. So that way, for tracking now, it's easier for them to track the shows. And actually, the one big thing I noticed was Brick Fair, Virginia, and Brick World Kansas City were the same weekend, and everybody's like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Yeah, it is what it is." I mean, obviously that's kind of two different parts of the country, and we do have a ton of AFOLs in this country, and obviously Virginia being the largest. I mean, obviously there's gonna be a 1,000 plus out there, but Brick World Kansas City, one of the small ones. It's the weekend type shows. I mean, it'll be a good one. It'll be whoever they can pull into from that area. I mean, there's enough lugs that some of the guys mid part of the country don't travel all the way out east. I haven't done it yet. One of these years I will, but especially the people, the bigger mocks that have to travel farther might not do as much. So when there's a closer convention, they can do more, take more, show off more. Obviously, if you talk to Hoosier, he's he's kind of was overwhelmed taking his whole city to his last show. But then again, he only had like 8 hours to set up, and so.
Yeah, well, that's the thing you always have to think about when you're taking stuff, even if you're driving, is can I set it up in a reasonable amount of time? And then me being a vendor at a lot of the shows, I also have to think about not just setting up if I do bring any mocks, which unfortunately I haven't been bringing any in the last couple of years too much, but I'm trying to this year is the hope. Yeah, the thing is you got to think about all the time it takes to set things up, because when you're at home and you can just like take your time and be all leisurely about it, but when you're doing it for this kind of thing, you got to do it quickly as possible, because it gets kind of intense sometimes.
Yeah, and some of the shows, I mean, obviously some of the other shows like Brick Universe, some of those you might actually be lucky enough to be able to take that size of a layout. Brick World, one of those ones. I mean, sometimes you can't always take that big of a layout, even though you have more time to set up. That's kind of, and that's why I'd love to have Hoosier talk to my friend John, who's still kind of slowly maybe working his way back into getting back into Lego, but tell him, hey, dude, taking a big city is not something that should be on the top of your list in terms of taking a monster-sized city. So building 28 tables before you start building Lego again is what I would call maybe excessive, compulsive, maybe a little bit too crazy, because 28 tables, I mean, you're not, I mean, even in my wildest dreams, I don't know if I'd ever want to display that big of a thing anywhere.
No.
Unless it's a permanent structure somewhere. So. No,
that's just crazy almost for just one person. I mean, if it's a whole lug, that's one thing, but, not one person.
Well, we wanted to build a city. I mean, he's got, I think, 4 30 by 30 tables, and he wanted to build like 27 or 28 before he started building Lego again. And I was like, that's a lot of tables. I mean, that's crazy. He built 4 with his dad before his dad passed away. And so it was one of those things where that was a project they worked on. And they're new tables, and they're built from one of the groups out west, out where you used to live, using the lattice underneath the table, so you could use the PVC pipe and to kind of stack them and whatnot. So it's definitely a neat setup. I want to say got it from somewhere in San Diego, maybe. So
possibly. I mean, no, because there was the train club that did. I think they had some tables, and but I don't think the LA group actually had tables of their own that they were doing. Maybe 1 or 2 people did, but now granted, a couple of the guys in the LA area did have their own layouts, like in their garages and stuff, that were kind of cool.
Yeah. So
I've never had enough space to do that at my house.
Well, and it's one of those things for me. Actually, give me a second here. I thought I heard something. And nobody's here, so give me a second. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Well, and I would definitely say anybody that is curious about or thinking about going to Brick World, definitely go. I highly recommend it. It's one of the biggest Lego conventions in the country. Now, granted, I do go to about 8 to 10 a year on average. So, and I do have some that are my more favorites than my others, but I do enjoy all of them. I was just saying, Reed, that people should definitely go to Brick World if they have the chance to, because it's a lot of fun.
Well, especially the ones that are close. I mean, Brickhead Family was there last year. I mean, they look like they had an awesome time. And for those in the Midwest, it's one of the biggest in the Midwest. So definitely, and like people say, I mean, it's the big shows have lots of good mocks. I mean, obviously, Brick World is one of those shows that I don't think is really even constrained for space. I mean, I think he could go into the other parts of the convention area. I don't know if they'd want to give up that wedding space and stuff, but I mean, I think he could even get bigger if he absolutely needed to, but I think he wants to kind of stay where he's at, just in that area. I mean, and he's still got, 100,000 square feet of mocks, and that's why I think he's still trying to kind of keep people from going super crazy. I mean, obviously mine's probably on that kind of extreme side in terms of size, but I think this year I'll be with WISLUG, so I mean, it could make a neat collaboration with that kind of being in there, mixed in, rather than all by itself. So I look forward to that. I still need to sign up for to do a workshop. I think I'm gonna do it again this year. I haven't done it in a while, but I'm gonna show people how to make the capes, tents, loincloths, all that good stuff. So I need to get that set up in there because I'd like to do that again this year. So it's been a couple years. I had, compared to my building with plates where I had 8 people, the cape workshop, I think I had maybe 20 or 30. I had parents with their kids doing it. I mean, it's a pretty good workshop. So it was definitely that benefits a lot more AFOLs because they can do that stuff. And then it's one of those things where when people see them, they can go, yeah. I mean, it's the videos are out there. That's why I need to make one too. Add mine to the collection of showing people how to do it, because it's not easy. But to considering this here, I mean, this piece of cloth probably for all these saber tooths probably wasn't that. I mean, that's probably maybe a 1/10 of a yard.
Right.
I still have a whole thing of it over there. Because when I found, I think I did 2 or 3 yards of it. So I mean, it's one of those things where it does take time. I mean, you harden it, you hang it, then you trace it. You get your marking pencils, and you trace them, and then you cut them out with scissors. And I actually picked up a nice small pair of scissors using my mom's big scissors, which I knew remind me to put them back in the drawer. They're actually in my truck right now, but. So it's one of those things where it's fun. I mean, it adds a little bit of a custom element. So hopefully my figures, my minifigs, as they are from Lego, now look a little bit more unique now that they've actually got a custom element. It's not just taking them and throwing them in there. And that's what I need to find out also from the group is if I bring you the water dragons, do I need to mod them a little bit? So I have to work on that. So, but. Lots of good stuff. I mean, it's going to the shows is what's all about building. Building what you want to build, and when you go to the conventions too, is it's always good to ask people questions. Ask these builders, how they got the idea to build it. How easy was it to accrue the parts? I mean, that's the biggest one. Is like, wow, how'd you get all those clear plates? And I'm like. Not to change my story because it obviously was different. I didn't realize it, but the store I worked at, I made sure they were on the wall. I mean, it was one of those things back in the days like Kevin talks about when you could order brick. I made sure when they were available, I always made sure they were kind of coming into the store so I could buy them. Obviously, the AFOLs in Colorado think that I just brought them in for myself, but that would be great, but that would be pretty bad if I'm buying them and they're not available for everybody else. So when I bought them, they were on the wall. So hopefully, we'll start getting some more people in here. Nick, let me know if you want to invite anybody, just let me know. I know Kevin said he might join us here in a little bit. He was working on something a little earlier. Hailey, if you're still up there and you want to jump in, just let me know. Just make sure the dogs have gone to the bathroom first, obviously. Too much howling around you. So, ooh, look at this. Let me go. Mariann's space. Lots of brick. Lots of bins. Woohoo!
Yes, I have lots of bins of bricks, and they're all sorted by color and part. Like right here, I've got some of my 1x1 reds. I forgot to grab them earlier, so that's why I was grabbing them.
Yeah, I mean, I've got bins. I think I gave away a bunch when I moved, just because, I mean, moving all that Lego. I mean, I gave away some shelves. I mean, probably in the end, I'll probably kick myself a little bit, but I need to liquidate some of my sets anyways. So in the end, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, moving cross country, I mean, it was nuts moving Lego. I mean, 26 foot or 24, whatever footage truck I had, 90% of it was Lego. So
yeah, that was kind of with me too. I actually had, I think my brother had rented a 16-foot truck, and it was half the truck was my Lego collection. Now, part of it with mine is that I do have a lot of the Steerlight shelves, and I have a lot of like you can see the colored shelf behind me. I've got a lot of those kind. And now for me, the shelves are vital. The drawers and the shelves are vital, because when I'm building, like the roses that I'm building right now, I know exactly where everything is. So I can grab exactly the bag or the part that I need, and then just start building. And granted, that's why, like, I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, my Model Building Secrets on Instagram, I posted, and Facebook, I posted a picture of my 1x6 plates that I was sorting the other day. And like, so yeah, and people always ask, how do I sort? I sort by part and color. So when I have a lot of Lego that needs sorting, first I do, like, I have levels of sorting. So like I have, I get the bricks and the plates and the clips and the slopes and separate them like that. And then I go plates and I separate by type. So like 1x6, 1x4, 1x2, that kind of thing. And I'm still actually in the process of sorting out the bags of those, which is why I have like a bag of corner plates right here. And I have like a bag of 2x2 plates and another bag of 1x2 plates that are just all mixed colors. But eventually I'll sit down and I'll sort them all out by color, so that when I have bigger projects, I can just grab the color that I need or need to order. Because I always, obviously if I'm doing a large project, then I have to order a lot more parts. But that way, at least I know roughly what I have in stock, so that I can grab and order more.
Yeah, I usually use I'm using the Sterilite 3 and 5 bins, the 3 high, 5 high, but they're the smaller ones. And basically what I've done too is I bought a bunch of index cards, and basically folded them and actually took one of those bins and made it into three bins. And so basically that's what I use. And those I kept, all those I kept, because those were the easiest thing. I mean, I had the pen and pencil holders I picked up dirt cheap at the Targets one year, and those I get rid of most of those. I kept some of them, but I got rid of most of those. Got rid of most of my taller bins. Anything that just was, just wasn't going to travel real well, I just kind of took those, dumped them into big bins. So I mean, I'll probably have some work to do when I resort again, but I mean, it is what it is. Probably what I'll do is I'm going to try and get a couple, add another storage come spring, and maybe have one for storage and one for building / sorting and stuff like that. So I've got a little bit more space to work with. So, because it isn't coming here, not unless I win the lottery, can build out the other end of the other basement section that my dad never built out. So, oh, look at that, Mr. Hinkle Draws is in the chat, which means he might be finding. Hey, Kevin. He was working on some kind of an upload, so he got a new video uploaded. So we'll all have to go check that out. You can always put you can put the link in there too. I think you're an admin, Kevin. You can put the link to that video if you want in the in the chat. People can go check it out. Anything, you know, most of the videos we're all doing are pretty good. I mean, you know, videos are good stuff. I mean, obviously I don't have as many just basic videos as I used to. Hey, Dude Jude's in the chat. Welcome. So, yeah, I mean, I used to have some more videos. I need to do more of them. I need to do some gaming ones too. But I've been playing a lot of really old games, old DOS style games. I picked up 2 the other night and they both crashed, so I'm gonna have to figure that one out. One was one of my favorite strategy games back in the day, Lords of the Realm 2, Gold Castle Siege game. So all pretty much top down type stuff, but it was pretty cool. So, but
well, I was looking into that XSplit or whatever you suggested. I'm gonna look into maybe downloading that and playing around with it so that I can kind of have the setup you've got.
Yeah, actually, I'm thinking of at some point I need to. I want to get it so I can stream on multiple platforms. So I mean, I'd like to get enough to just pay for the lifetime and not have to pay the monthly stuff. But we'll see if that happens. I might have to. I need to start selling some Lego here now that it's all finally organized or finally cataloged to some extent. I need to actually start selling some of it. Probably start with some of that really old stuff, Power Miners, Space Police, some of that stuff. Some of that stuff that's got a little bit higher value, and I might have to sell some of it on Craigslist or something. Maybe eBay. Except the fees on eBay are a little bit pretty crazy. So
yeah, I saw on you know, another articles going around about how valuable Lego is, that it's more valuable than gold. I always kind of laugh at those ones because, yeah, they're in some ways Lego is more valuable than gold, but only if you know what you're doing. And so I kind of wish that they would do their research before they just started buying whatever sets they find on clearance, and then think they're going to make $1 million with this when they're not really going to do that.
Well, people always ask me what's the best sets to invest in. I go, whatever ones you're willing to sit on for 5-10 years. They're like, 5-10 years? I'm like, I want to make it quick. I says, well, the only time to do it then is do it around the holidays when people are looking for something. Otherwise, you can't just buy stuff and expect to turn around and make a fortune. Wow, that's a nice looking ceiling, Kevin. That is sweet. I think we'll put that on the big screen just for that. Kevin's spinning. I don't know what he's doing. He's looking at vents. Look at that. He's maybe trying to get some heat down there. There's that vent right there, right above his head. Yeah. Pull the cap on that, you know, and you'll have some heat in the basement finally.
Yes.
Are you trying to get us all dizzy, Kevin? Because that's what you're getting me dizzy right now, just doing that.
Well, good.
We love Kevin for the uniqueness of his personality.
Thanks.
Is that what you call it? Uniqueness?
Thank you.
So what's the weather like out there? Is it temperature wise, anyways? I guess.
Oh, I don't know. It's not that bad today.
I was gonna say if it's raining, it's got to be warmer than it is here. So.
No. Yeah, that was yesterday, but today was fine. It was cold, but not freezing.
Not like it is here, below zero.
No, it's definitely not below zero.
Well, we had a wind chill of -24 today, so.
Oh, well, hey, you keep that to yourself.
Well, did you see? You saw the picture. You saw the picture of snow I sent you the other day with Chester playing King of the Hill. You know.
I did. I think the world saw it on the internet.
Well, whoever was following me, I guess, saw it on the world.
Yes.
You know.
It was an internet photograph. Oh, but you sent it to me first, and then I think you uploaded it.
Well,
yeah, Brickhead Family says they had a high of -9.
well, that sounds fun.
A high of -9.
Well, that's a little colder than was here. I think it was like -1 or -1 or 0 today. But I mean, the wind chill is what did us in. I don't know what your wind chill was, but wind chill is pretty bad. So
yeah.
So what was your video about that you uploaded?
So hold on. Stand by.
Stand by. Mr. Hinkle is having technical difficulties, but in the meantime, we will raise his mic volume so that if he speaks, we can hear him a little better.
Yeah, I'm on my phone. That's not clear.
No laptop tonight. Wife has that.
No, I'm just letting it rest. Whenever I do like video renders and uploads and stuff, my MacBook gets pretty hot.
Maybe you need to get a new MacBook.
Well, it is new. I mean, it's newish. It's a 2015, I think. But I just bought it. I just bought it last year, refurbished directly from Apple.
I need like a cooling pads are always good to have for some of those that definitely heat up. So.
Yeah, apparently it's a known issue, and I actually I went based on Matthew K's suggestion because I had originally placed an order for the newest MacBook there was on the market last year, and he gave me a bunch of links to websites and reviews where those MacBooks were actually overheating to the point of being broken.
Oh, good.
And so he said that the 2015 model was the last version that was capable of handling it, and it wasn't that big of a deal. I mean, it happens, but it happens, and it's fine. And so I took his advice and went with it. But it only happens when I do video renders, because those can take like an hour and a half or whatever. And it does. The fans kick in. Let me tell you, they start going.
Yeah, like, I had a gateway that always overheated. So I mean, it's kind of things where there are models that do that. So it's one of those things where it is what it is. So
yeah, exactly. So I just decided to. I finished doing what I was doing with it for the last 3 or 4 hours. So I decided to just let it sit up there and take a chill pill.
What are you gonna work on tonight? Anything? Just some sorting or what?
Oh, I should build something, I guess.
Actually, I started showing off some of my training stuff. Actually, I probably should prep some of my mills plates and stuff.
Where is everybody? Why is nobody here?
Oh, look at that. There's someone else jumping in here. Who's that? Is that Hoosier?
What's going on?
Oh, Hoosier. Are you rebuilding your city now at home or what?
Yeah, I'm playing around with some mills plates.
Oh, some of the road plates with like curbs and stuff. That's pretty cool. I mean, I'm having a brain fart. That's what Tanya was doing. She was doing the curbs and stuff on the mills using the standard road plate. That way you're not having to do a lot of brick built roads. I mean, brick built roads are cool, but they're brick intensive. I mean, big time. So that's cool. So I take it you're kind of cured of doing the whole layout for shows these days for the most part?
I'm sorry, say that again, Reed.
Are you cured of taking the whole city for the next few shows or anything?
No, it's still gonna go.
What's your next show, Hoosier?
Where's it going next?
Probably Philly.
Oh, the whole thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, someday. Huh?
If I don't decide to do Nashville 2 weeks before Philly.
Oh. I mean, like we were talking about earlier too. Is I got a friend that wants to do, he wants to build a bunch of tables when he gets back into Lego, and he's talking like 20+ tables. And I was like, needs to go to a show first to see how long setup is to realize, trying to take a city of that magnitude would be almost a headache. I mean, you lose a lot of your time. I mean, I'm guessing you spent 8 hours setting it up, and you probably were rushed and whatnot. I mean, even if you have 2 days at Brickworld, I mean, there's so many workshops and presentations that you miss out on when you spend the whole time on your layout. So
yeah, two days would have been great to have.
And some of them, I don't know how long some of the shows are. Some of each one's a little different. I mean, but usually most of them, you have your non-public days to work on it. Brickworld's kind of gone to 2.5 if you can get up there on Wednesday. So for me, I like it. Wednesday, and actually this year will be different because I'll be with WISLUG, but I still could get mine set up kind of early and work some of my magic with wiring and stuff and getting it whatever out of the layout or whatnot. So. But usually what I do is Wednesday I do all my plates and wiring, lighting, and then Thursday I would do the castle, and then Friday I would set up all the guys and all that stuff, do all the setting of stuff. So Kevin, are you gonna bring any mocks to Brickworld this year, or are you coming just as a keynote and just kind of a leisurely participant?
I took mocks last year.
I know. And you built the GBC module too.
I built 2 of them and I left them both there.
You left them?
Do they still have them?
No, Brian eventually shipped them to me.
Oh.
It was not on purpose.
Ooh, what do you got there? You look like you have a Nexonite set there you're looking at.
Kevin must be on his phone.
He is.
Yeah, he's on.
I am.
His laptop is smoking hot right now.
Yeah, I'm giving it a break. I went from using it for some work for the last, I don't know, 4 hours, and then I went straight from that into making that video I just uploaded. I rendered that video out, and then I immediately rendered it out, and then I uploaded it to YouTube. So I just went from like one RAM intensive thing to the next RAM intensive thing to the next RAM intensive thing. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to let my laptop have a break now.
I think your laptop needs to lie down.
Hashtag Kevin killed it.
It's all about that grind, man.
Hey, that video is pretty cool, man.
More when you're self-employed than when you're employed by a company.
Right. What did you say, Hoosier?
That video is pretty cool.
Thank you.
I'll have to check it out after this.
That's obviously part 1. Part 2 wasn't going to go up until I'd heard back from you on the coloring. But now that you like it, coloring's locked in, so the coloring video will go up later. Oh, look at this! Look at this, guys! I have a visitor who's going to help me build.
Who's your visitor?
Oh.
Wow.
Ah, he's gone!
Only Kevin.
Is Kevin still breathing?
He's going to attack me now.
Just leave the room, let him get lost, and then find him later.
If you guys don't hear from me again, send for an exterminator.
Maybe. We'll see. Depends on how much you're paying us, I guess.
Where did it go? It's gone.
Maybe it got stage fright because it realized it was on YouTube.
I'm gonna end up swallowing this in my sleep.
Kevin's gonna start flipping out now.
My old house had a lot of spiders, but the where I live now doesn't have as many. Probably because right now, especially, it's cold, so there's like no spiders here.
Let's see where I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 9 Mills plates for tomorrow.
I went straight for that thing, and it ran away.
It's like I got scared.
That thing was huge, though.
No, Kevin, I think it got stage fright.
Probably.
I think so too. Stage fright. I vote for stage fright.
Anybody that's been in my home, I always tell them that this basement is really the spider basement, and I just kind of rent space in the spider basement because there's a lot of spiders down here.
The thing is, though, those spiders are probably going to maybe hopefully eat like the mosquitoes and all the stuff that that you really don't want to experience anyway. So you're fine.
I guess. I don't like them anymore though.
Well, as long as they stay in their space and they don't invade your space, you should probably be fine.
Well, they're invading.
So yeah, so I got a show tomorrow. So stream probably won't be certain. Oh, you know what? Actually, I only need 5 mills plates because the barn's on one too. I got to figure the setup for tomorrow, so that'll be interesting. So I have a show to go to tomorrow.
A WISLUG show?
A WISLUG show, yeah. Yep, going to we're going to the Madison Children's Museum tomorrow. So
Is this your first time to display officially as a WISLUG member?
it is. It is, yes. So it'll be pretty cool. Actually, one of the guys was actually working on making mills plates that would actually transition into my layout. So it'll be kind of cool to just see, because I mean, we're doing that big collaboration at Brickworld. So we've got guys that are already kind of working on getting stuff ready to go. So it's kind of those things where so it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, so tomorrow I've got tentatively a 3x3 space. Oh, there's Nick. Nick's in the chat. Nick's in the video. Look at this. Here he is.
Nick.
What's up, guys?
Man, are you like a deals magnet over there at the Walmart?
I know. I know, right?
I don't know how to process it.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Every time I walk in, because I went in to get more Unikitties, but they were all gone. And then I look over, I'm like, that can't be right. I'm like, $1 popcorn. This is the first time I've seen the popcorn vendor to begin with, and they had them for $1.
What?
Found it for $1?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yep,
How
that
much you
one.
buy at $1?
I bought 3.
I would have cleared them out, dude.
I went, so after you posted your follow-up to the already amazing deal, I was like, you know what? I got to go to Walmart. I don't necessarily have to go to Walmart, but I got to go find some boxes to ship some stuff. So I'm going to go to Walmart, and I'm going to see. Maybe I'll be lucky. There was nothing. There was not a single Lego clearance item in that whole Walmart.
Wow.
Nothing.
And these were also $1 a piece. These Lego Movie 2 ones.
Those
$1
are
piece. Yep.
Damn.
What's going on, man? You got do you have the Midas touch? Everything you touches turns to sale?
I'm guessing. That they had the Harry Potter minifigures for $1.
Well, those should be $1 at some of them. That makes sense.
Then you had the Harry Potter polybag was $1. The metal beards were $2, which I don't get why those are $2 and these are $1.
We call that beggars being choosers.
Where was what Walmart was this?
I can't give out that kind of secret.
No, don't ever tell anybody where that was.
Hey, Nick, you can just send it to me via email scoop_shovel@yahoo. I'll make it worth your while. That's all I can.
Actually, I think Reed, you should just have Nick pick it up for you, and then just give him a little bit of an extra fee for finder's fee or something.
I could do that too.
Yeah, because they still had a ton left. So.
Because at that price, you could buy them and ship them, and they'd still be cheaper than at some of the other stores.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where just let me know. You can email me. You got my email. So
Right, so I'm on step 3, and it says to make this little lance thing for this set, right?
Yeah.
You put that 1x1 round plate with a hole in it, and that parabola on top of it. I got that. That's fine. And then you put this antenna right here. on top of it, right? I followed that correctly.
Uh-huh.
And it says, oh, take this nose cone and just put that down. It goes all the way till it's flush at the end. Except, it doesn't. It doesn't do that. It doesn't go. It cannot go beyond this. This is, and it doesn't stay. It's not a tight connection. It's not a connection at all.
Well, they used to do that. They used to work, and now why isn't it working now? That's weird. Is there a different mold or something?
This is step 3.
No, but I'm saying, is the mold for the antenna different than it used to be or something? Because it used to work, or the cone is different?
I don't know. I've never done that before. You've put that on like that, and it's
in a kit before. I mean, I can't remember what kit it was, but there was a kit similar to that where that had the exact same steps like that.
No,
I have no idea what it was now off the top of my head because that was too many models ago. But
yeah, it won't go beyond this. It won't connect.
That's weird.
It is weird. That doesn't sound right. Sounds like user error to me, but
I
was going to say Kevin broke it.
Yeah, Kevin, are you sure you're qualified to build the model?
I quit this whole product.
Are you sure you're qualified to build? I mean, do you have enough practice and skill?
I think I'm gonna give this set to the spiders.
Is that
they might enjoy it?
Is that like a tribute to the spiders? Is that what that is?
Well, you do have to make a sacrifice to them every couple months, or they will eat you.
I see.
See, somebody had built like a Mills transition setup with snow to grass, just in case they ended up near the Hope Castle, which I thought was kind of cool. I'm about to figure this out.
Oh, we're missing 2 basics.
So Hoosier, are you taking that apart or are you just modifying it?
Taking it apart.
No more of this section.
What did it say? What did the sign say? Oh, just bricks?
Well, it did say Hoosier Bricks. And
Oh, I see.
Then I got one.
It says Hoosier.
Nice.
And then I got
One for Erica.
Nice.
What's the name of your city, Hoosier?
Hoosierville.
Hoosierville.
I approve of that name.
Yeah. And that was Hoosierville, not Loserville, right?
Yeah.
Not Hoserville?
With 2 O's.
No, that's the rival city, like Springfield and East Shelbyville. That's Hosierburg next to Hoosierville.
Well, that must mean that the Hosierburg has a bigger, higher crime rate than
Oh yeah.
Hoosierville.
Everybody there walks around with the gray and white striped shirts on.
Wow.
Hey, Hoosier, did you see my my Instagram post about the $1 poly bags?
What's wrong with you? Why are you showing off?
Don't even talk to me.
Why you gotta
Look
be
at
that way?
it's these guys. These guys here.
Why you
These
gotta be that way?
And you're only making it worse.
Come on.
Where'd he go? Did I scare him off?
Huh?
Did you
What?
guys see my golden shoes I bought today?
Golden shoes? No.
They're so wonderful.
I went to a Walmart. I bet they had 500 poly bags. All of them regular price.
The only thing better than that is if they were higher than regular price.
Yeah, you're right.
I did buy some though.
It's got.
I'll get them and show them to you.
Yeah.
What did he buy? I was in the middle of something.
Doc in the chat says I do need some wins sometime. So just let me have it, Kevin. Let me have it.
You can. All right. It's a new year. So we can no longer say still not winning in 2018. So you are right now 1 month in, and you are winning.
Nice.
Can you keep? How long can you keep it going?
I don't know.
Nick, what's your Instagram?
Hey, Nick. Blaze is asking if you got any for him.
None for the kids. Sorry.
Nick, what's your Instagram?
It's the Brickhead Family.
Not for the kids. You called Blaze a kid.
That's pretty bad.
Okay, you have a new follower because
Awesome.
I wasn't follower with you yet.
Nice, thank you.
Sure.
Wait.
Look at this bad boy.
What is it?
It's a head. That's an eye.
Nice.
The eye sees it. It's blurry. I have to get out of the shot.
Oh, you got another follower.
Awesome. There we go.
How are you
So,
guys not following Nick before? What's up with that?
I know, right? I've only been out there.
I don't really use.
Totally,
I don't use it Instagram, so I need to start using it.
I'm not an Instagram savvy yet too much because I've got it, but I don't like spend all my time on Instagram.
How many poly bags did you buy, Nick?
I bought 6 of the Lego Movie 2 ones and then 3 of the popcorn ones.
This one?
No.
There you go.
This one.
The metal beer?
Those are $1 also.
Wild style. Hey, Brick Blaze said, "I am a kid. My wife just said the statement was accurate."
Oh, okay.
Did they have this one?
They have that one, but it was still $4.
Do any of you guys have a movie theater that's playing the early screening
Yes,
for you, like near you?
Ours is tomorrow.
Yeah.
But
Tomorrow?
yeah, but we have a prior engagement, unfortunately.
Yeah, I do too. Oh, I'd probably drive down there too. I don't know. I mean, I have a Friday night stream that night that it comes out. I don't know. Are we gonna have to? We have to maybe move it just to a different night so we can all go see it on opening night, or what?
And what's really bad is that it's a matinee, so it's only $5 to get into it.
Really?
What, for tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, I
And
tried
Margo?
doing it, but the closest by me was like half an hour down, and the seats were already all sold out practically. So
Half an hour down. That's better than driving a
Hey,
white plane.
here you go.
to New York.
Doc says I need to stream from the theater. You think I can get away with that or what?
I pulled that open and I was like, let's see if there's a single location in the entire state of Connecticut. And it's like, nah, no.
yeah, but the whole state of Connecticut's only 40 miles across. It's not that big.
I was
Yeah,
really
but-
surprised to see my town was on that list, that they were showing it, so I was blown away.
So yeah, there's like one showing in all of Utah, and it might even be more like 40 minutes down for me. It's quite a ways.
Here, let me look. I'll look real quick and see.
40 minutes is still closer than 3 hours.
That's true, but I think I can just wait till the actual launch.
The regular release.
Honestly, I don't like going when there's lots of kids. I know it's a kids movie.
What are all you children doing here?
I know,
Yeah,
honestly, right?
See you, Brick Blaze. Have a night.
Goodbye, Blaze.
Oh,
See you later,
yeah.
Blaze.
Doc says I could stream before the movie and then after to give first reactions before you can think too much about it.
That would work.
People will be like, "What are you doing?" I says, "I'm streaming real quick before the movie starts." You know, I usually do a Friday night stream. Oh, no screenings found in Madison, so nothing here. So
You
no advance.
just tell him like, oh, I'm sorry. I have a YouTube channel. You may have heard of me. I go by the name PewDiePie.
PewDiePie.
What's up, Brick Bob? Where
I
you
do
at, buddy?
believe I'm a PewDiePie.
You gotta say what's down.
How's Brick Vibe feeling tonight?
It's feeling better, I do believe.
I was gonna say it just kind of wasn't the same building live without Brick Vibe. You know, it just wasn't quite the same.
Look, he told me not to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. He was just sick because Kevin wasn't there no more.
Stick with having the Hinkle withdrawals, huh?
I had that sticker and I slapped it on my Chromebook.
What did you do? What? Say that again.
I had the sticker in my pocket.
Still?
Took it out and I put it on my Chromebook.
Oh, okay. So you stuck it or you didn't stick it?
That she has to give back to school at the end of the year.
Well, all right.
Yeah, I get myself one of those Kevin Hinkle stickers.
Those are elusive stickers.
I know.
So they were produced for my patrons that support me on Patreon. But I do have extras for close personal friends who may or may not also hire me to do jobs.
How does Patreon? Do you like it? Because I've thought about looking into that and I haven't messed around with it yet.
Well, so, I'm pretty new to this. So I started my Patreon account, I want to say January of 2018. And I didn't really put a tremendous amount of effort into it. I just set it up so that it was a thing and it was real. And then I didn't really do anything with it until 2 months ago, I think, when I got my first patron. I go, uh-oh, I got to do stuff now. And so I started producing content for it. And then I got my second one. I'm like, okay, now I really need to do stuff with it. So far, I like it. I mean, the two people that support me on there are very nice, and they like the things I share with them, and they give me comments, and they give me money. So I guess it's all right.
What is it called?
Patreon.
Patreon is kind of like a new/old concept, because you know how like in the Middle Ages they would have artists in residence that the patrons would pay for, and so like the Patreon's kind of a spin on that concept where like people can, it's kind of like I guess it's a subscription service in a sense, where people can pay like, I don't know, $1, $5, $10 or whatever to support whoever, whatever artist they like. And then depending on what you as the artist set as the level of, access, the higher the tier that they pay at, the more access of like, whatever you're offering. So like Kevin could say offer a digital drawing thing, or he could offer whatever Kevin wants to offer. And because it's different for everybody that does it, because some of my other friends do it that are writers, and they like say, put out their story a little bit sooner to their Patreons versus the general public, that kind of thing. So I've like signed up, but I've never done anything with mine yet.
What are you doing?
I'm talking to these people.
Oh, there's Hinkle Jr.
These people.
I'm talking to these folks.
These
Hi.
people.
What do you mean, you people?
It's the little Hinkle.
Show your name.
Show your name.
Just don't don't latch it all the way.
We don't know what it is from that side. It begins with maybe like an E, but we can't tell what the rest of it is.
Are you on the computer? He's on the computer.
Yeah, on the computer.
On the computer. But how did they get in there?
How are the files are in the computer?
Brick Vibe is asking, "What's up, Little Hink?"
Little Hink is just living life.
Little Austin.
Little Einstein?
Little Austin.
Little Austin.
Is he helping you build? Because that way you'll have less user error.
That has not once happened.
That's because you're not training him properly.
He does play with the stuff after I build it, though, before I disassemble it.
Has he done the 500 brick pickup yet? Has he kind of had any accidents other than the ice castle?
There's been some accidents, but not like a major thing.
Okay, what am I doing? Why is the lip?
We're just waiting for him to. We're waiting for you to build your falcon so he can swoosh it and go oop,
Yeah, that'll be a good one. That'll be a good one. You know what, Reed? You should join in on this grand like caravan coming over to Philly, and then we can build a Falcon together when you come over my place after the event's done.
Well, I did buy some lottery tickets. We'll see if I win.
I bet you say that to all your friends.
Hey, Dad, we're not gonna have you. We're gonna have somebody that's not. We're gonna have like this.
Well, I can sell some Lego. I can try if that'll work. I gotta find people who are willing to pay stupid amounts for like old power miner sets, I guess.
Have you tried selling on Facebook Marketplace at all?
Which one?
Facebook Marketplace.
I haven't tried. I can try.
I haven't tried selling, but I've bought a lot on there.
Look
Yeah,
at it.
the only bad thing with the Facebook Marketplace that I've noticed is that if you charge over than what you would pay for in a store, they like send you nasty letters.
Well, it's a
Bro.
Christian store. I would say that kind of makes sense.
I was gonna say, since it hasn't been in a store in 10 years, I'd like to know what the current value is.
Yeah, I think they go and look up what it was originally, and they don't want to pay anything over that.
Well, then I'd be just like, well, then I guess you can go buy it used with missing pieces and missing rock monsters. Go right ahead. That's about what you pay at the standard price, maybe. Might be dirty, might be scratched. Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, but everybody does that. I mean, they do that everywhere.
Yeah, I had somebody at one of the conventions I was at I had mint inbox, well, I still have them because I haven't sold them yet, but I had a mint inbox exosuit, a couple of them still, and this guy was trying to have me sell it for like $45, which is cheaper than what it was when it came out. And I'm like, no, go away.
That's pretty much it. You know, I mean, it's one of those things where some people, and that's where if I took stuff to like Brick Fair New England, if there was stuff that, I had one kid who just kept wanting me to give him a deal, and I'm like, dude, I mean, these sets are discontinued. I mean, you don't want, I mean, it was one of those things where I think I finally gave him a little bit of discount just to get him out of my hair, but it's one of those things, some people don't realize that, hey, once it's collectible, if you might not have been even born, but to me, it's one of those things where I got it, and I got a bunch. I lucked out. I wish I'd have bought a lot more of those Army Men sets. That was dumb luck. I got those, but I wish I'd got a lot more.
Which set was it?
Huh?
What set was it?
The Army Men from Toy Story.
Oh, I had a bunch of that set when they came out.
Somebody found them at the. Somebody's asking who is Chester B. Squirrel. It's this guy right here. Better watch it. He sometimes goes after the camera. He wants his cameo.
That's Chester's middle initial, right?
B, yeah, B. Chester B. Squirrel. He might go after my crust. I might want to drink my orange crust. I don't know. There's no caffeine. You don't have to worry about him being crazy all night, I guess.
Stay in school, kids.
So I don't know what I was talking about before somebody asked about Chester.
Dang, it's
What were we talking about?
They were concerned.
that is too. Okay, we just took out and then yeah.
Oh, so you know what happened, Hoosier, after I left on Tuesday?
I don't think he heard you, Kevin. You gotta say it louder.
Did you hear me? Are you listening to me, Hoosier?
Oh, I hear you, buddy.
I said, you know what happened after we separated on Tuesday?
Yeah. You was having a milkshake and your flight got canceled.
Yeah, I was having a milkshake. My flight got canceled.
Oh no.
I was sitting there and I got a text message from Southwest, and it was like, "We're sorry, your flight is delayed by 30 minutes." I'm like, whatever. I'm not gonna change I'm not gonna change my plans for 30 minutes.
Hey, Daddy, look at my yarn stick.
Hey, Reed, can you turn up Kevin's microphone?
Pretty good.
I thought it was blasting already, but let me. Yeah,
Oh.
I mean,
Am I not? Yeah, I don't know. I'm on my phone.
he's maxed.
So yes, I decided I wasn't going to change my plans for a 30-minute delay. And then I got another text message like 10 minutes later saying, your flight is canceled. Thank you. And I was like, oh, well, you know, I'm not really digging that. And I tried to rebook it right then and there on my phone. But it was giving me all kinds of error messages and stuff. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go to the airport and I'll figure it out. So Brick Vibe dropped me off at the airport, and I went up to the customer service thing, and they said, "Oh yeah, your flight is canceled. Oh, and by the way, we have lost all of our computers in this airport."
Oh no!
Because there was some construction going on, and one of the construction workers hit a power line or something. And so they had no way to do anything. They even had to give everybody manual handwritten boarding passes.
Wow.
And I'm like, this is fun. So they weren't able to help me. And they said, you need to, use your phone. And, oh, by the way, because we lost everything, we also lost all Wi-Fi and internet for the airport. So you need to use, your phone and, data and all that. And I was like, all right, cool. This just gets better. And so I called. I tried to go online and rebook it, and I was getting those error messages again. And so I went back and I talked to the lady, and she goes, "Did you book this ticket?" And I was like, "No, I didn't book the ticket. Somebody else booked the ticket for me." And she goes, "Oh, then you can't rebook it. The person who originally bought it has to rebook
Oh no!"
it." And I'm like, "Really? What kind of nonsense is that?" So I was like, "Well, I'm hoping that Todd is not busy right now." And so I called Todd, who owns Brick Fair, and I'm like, "Todd, you need to book me another ticket." And he's like, "Why? Can't you change it?" I'm like, "No, they won't let me change it." And so he had to rebook it on his end, which was amazing. So we finally got it sorted out, and I got my manual handwritten boarding pass. And then went through security, and I went and sat at the gate. And then my flight ended up again being delayed by another hour. My new flight. This is my new flight. And I'm like, oh my goodness, is this the final curse of getting home? And,
You're never going home.
I mean, it was so weird because everything was so ancient because they had no computers to do anything. And this wasn't just Southwest, it was every airline in the airport.
Wow.
And so I got delayed another hour. We finally got on the plane, and then we had to sit on the plane for a while. For some reason, I don't know. But then we finally got to Chicago. I went to Chicago, and then my second flight was delayed. You know what time? I got home at 2:00 in the morning.
I have a very similar story when I went to Brick Fair several years ago, where I had a direct flight to get to Virginia, and then because of some mechanical failure, they were like, "Oh, sorry, your flight's canceled. You have to come back in 5 hours." So I had to get my mom to come back and pick me up from the airport. And then,
uh-oh, you know what that sound means? It's time for a giveaway.
Oh,
whatever. I don't know about that.
So, anyways, I had the same thing happen to me where not only did I lose my direct flight, I had 2 layovers. I didn't end up getting to Virginia till 2 in the morning. I was exhausted. It was horrible.
It's the worst. It's the worst.
Yeah.
That's okay. Hopefully, at least had air traffic controllers in the tower.
Right.
Charles is,
Oh.
because the government shut down. There's no air traffic controllers. That'll be, maybe they'll be standing outside with waving their hands, going.
Well, supposedly the shutdown's been delayed by 2 months or 2 weeks now, or something. So we'll see how that what goes with that. But I am a little bit worried about people flying right now.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad that my next flight that I'm even considering going on is for Chicago, so that would be a while now. So hopefully they'll figure things out by then.
I'm still in the mindset that I'm trying to process how I can deal with like a U.S. born crisis every single day. I'm like, how can I take like a chill pill for a little bit? Like, can we not have something blow up every single day?
I think that's why we play with Lego, is so we can, deal with
We
it.
just drop it. We get our own self explosions. We just kind of drop our stuff. Go, ooh, that was cool.
It's
We do
so
that.
crazy. I watched one of the many hundreds of thousands of YouTube videos that was one of the news channels or whatever that was like, here's a reminder of all the different like explosive, crazy things that happened in our country last year because you've already forgotten them all. And I watched the whole thing. I'm like, oh my God. Like, what is happening?
Well, my question is what is the history books gonna do? 20 years down the line, with
It's gonna be like
10 years.
It's gonna be like a magic 8-ball.
Of course, we may not be alive by then at this point because they might blow up the whole world, but who knows?
It's gonna say 2016 through 2020 is gonna be please ask again later.
This website is no longer in operation. The funding was shortcoming during the government shutdown, so this page doesn't exist anymore.
That was when the Squirrels took over.
That's when Chester took over the internet.
Either that or spiders are going to take over.
Oh, they already took over. They're just no.
Well, no, they took over your basement, but they're going to take over the world.
I think Chester's ready to take on. I think he's ready to just go sit at the wall. I think and just kind of play guard. I think scare everybody away. It's just a killer squirrel.
Well, the thing about the wall is, those of us who've actually lived on the border or close enough to the border, there's literally no threat. Because, like, when I was a kid, there's about, it's kind of weird, but about 50 miles out from the border on the major freeways, they have a border check. And so, like, when I was a kid, I totally remember that they'd, like, have the cars go one by one through, and there'd be an agent at each lane checking the cars just to see if there were anything nefarious going on or whatever. But the last, like, 20 years, those 50-mile out border checks, there's, like, nobody there. I mean, there's, like, the offices, they've got somebody in the offices, but there's nobody standing there at the border, on each lane like that. You just drive through it because there's not enough of a threat, quote unquote, to have anything go there.
That
So,
sounds
it's kind of silly.
That sounds terrifying, Mariann.
No, it's not terrifying. I'm saying that we don't have a threat. There is no threat.
I'm terrified, and you're terrifying me more as you speak.
See, that's why, because it's you guys up that live all the way up in the north, that don't live in the south, that actually live by a border, that are the ones that are afraid.
Hey, you can take the Texan out of Texas, but you can't take the Texas out of the Texan, all right?
I say we just build a giant moat.
Texas, you don't necessarily live on the border because Texas is huge.
We'll see where there's not a river. Let's just make a moat. We'll just make the United States surrounded by water, except for Canada.
We already have a lot of the United States surrounded by water.
Dang, how long have I been muted?
I don't know.
Oh, who are you?
Yeah, what's your name?
We haven't heard anything you've been saying if you've been talking.
Doc's got a good point. If the threat was real, the border states would have built a wall already and be asking for federal reimbursement.
Exactly. That's the thing, is there is a actual wall, right in, like, San Ysidro. They keep mentioning San Ysidro and Otay Mesa and that kind of thing. There is a border wall there, but like most people actually, most illegals come through legally, and then they just overstay their visas. There's no threat, is what I'm saying.
All right, how many viewers are mad now?
Well, they're Lego AFOLs, so the only thing they'd be upset about is if maybe they change the color of the Lego head from yellow to something that, you know.
You mean from new yellow to old yellow?
Well,
new yellow.
how about maybe from yellow to like old gray or something, you know? I don't know.
Well, yeah, I do remember when the whole the brown and the gray controversies. That was a blow up in the AFOL community right there. We freaked out. I remember because I was in the model shop when that happened, and we freaked out because we were like, what are we going to do with all the models that are in gray and brown? But, they had enough of a stock that they just kept all the old stock, obviously. And then we just stopped caring and just replaced it with the new color.
There it is.
Doc says if you burn some Lego, we got an issue. So.
Well, like I said, I already do cut Lego, so I mean, that does disturb some AFOLs. So, but again, I did not cut Lego, nor did I alter Lego until I worked for Legoland. Keep that in mind. Once you work for the company and you have like 10,000 in a bin next to you, and we're not altering it, where the public can see it, but we do have to alter it to cut, to put like electrical through or whatever. So we do alter bricks at Legoland all the time. And once I got over altering bricks, I mean, come on, unless it's really rare, it's not a big deal.
Hey, Lego, this is a free speech channel. You can just jump in anytime, say anything you want. It could be crazy. It could be illogical, maybe even something, that doesn't make any sense. But you know what? Just jump in. You can say anything. We're not going to care.
Yeah, we even let Kevin in here. Come on.
Okay. What?
We actually would let him in and let him stream from his phone.
I resemble that.
You resemble that.
You do resemble a Kevin Hinkle that we know. I'm thinking.
I'm sorry.
By the way, another nice stream this morning there, Kevin.
Thank you. I was a little, I mean, I'm glad it worked out. I was a little off because my stupid iPad was dead, and then I was 10 minutes late. I was like, man. And then the music didn't work.
Yeah.
I was all kinds of like, I felt off, but I'm happy if it didn't show through.
Well,
are you getting a lot of views on your draws and stuff like that, Kevin?
Do I what?
You get a lot of views on your illustrations?
It depends. It depends. The two live streams I've done of sketching out stuff, my doodle streams, I haven't got a lot of views on, but some of the other time lapses I've done have gotten a decent amount of attention.
Doc was talking about Kevin's mugshot. Actually, this is Kevin's mugshot right here.
How do you still have that, Reed?
We're holding on to that for bribery purposes later.
I took a screenshot. I was like, I am not losing this picture. This is classic.
That was my take a thumbnail test.
Yeah.
It's one of the best. I like it.
Was there anything in the sketch this time, Nick, that was like the ghost or the? I don't think there was any zingers in there.
I really did like your Spock. Your Spock was really good. I think Goat Unicorn was the big hit. Unigoat? Yeah.
What about when he drew Buttchop?
Yeah, Buttchop and his red gloves.
Okay, I forgot about the Unigoat already. See, we're heading into another year where it's gonna go by, and I'm like, what happened in 2019?
All right, and we're like, remember the year of the Unigoat?
The year of the Unigoat.
Yeah, Kevin. Doc said, "Is that when someone said Mega Blocks to his face?"
Yes. Hey, I've got. Some
I was just gonna say he's got some Mega Blocks over there.
I've got some Mega products in his basement.
Hey, Nick. Maybe we need to for Brickroll. We need a projector and just put that image up behind his head as he's in the middle of his keynote.
There you go.
Or maybe I can have Brian sneak it into his into his slides.
Well, that's rude.
Kevin, are you the keynote speaker this year?
I am.
Nice.
We're talking to greatness.
Nice.
Well, I don't know about greatness.
I said it sarcastically.
It's legendary status is what it is.
Hopefully they'll have the sound system better this year.
Actually, it's more like infamous, really.
It really is.
They struggled with that sound system last year.
Was that Roy? Was it Roy the keynote speaker last year?
Yeah.
Man, I seriously feel like that was 5 years ago.
You know, I think I missed out on it because I wasn't feeling too good this last year at Brick World, so I missed out on some of the stuff that I normally do.
So Nick, you'll have to help me this year. I think I'm gonna try and do the Friday night brick stream, but I think let's see if I can get everything put on a cart. We'll have to start up in the auction and then move it down to the floor after.
Yeah, no problem. Well, we'll be on location.
In the auction.
I think that would be fun because a lot of us will be there soon.
For those people working the floor, here you go. Yeah, the stream. What are you missing in the auction? Oh man, I gotta get up there right now. Oh,
Well, no, what we should do is kind of be in the hallway and we can listen to the auction, but quietly do this at the same time.
We're just gonna sit in the corner and say, yeah, my auction. What are you guys doing back there?
Problem is, though, I usually don't get anything in the auction because the prices go way too high.
I need to save my pennies for a Munchkin seat this year with Steve Jackson registered. I have a feeling the seats could even go higher than they were last year, and they're getting pretty expensive these days. So,
well, yeah, Steve's there. They're definitely going to go higher because, he usually hands out his special one-off cards and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, and he's been overbooked the last couple of years, so we'll see.
He's a great guy, though.
Yeah, and so it'll be nice to see him there. I mean, I almost would have seen him here at a convention here in Wisconsin for gaming, but I had to fly back to Denver, so I missed it. And Doc, yes, Steve Jackson, the game designer who designed Ogre and Munchkin. Munchkin is what he's known for these days the most.
But he's also a big train head. Big train head.
Yep. He's a member of TechSlug down there. So.
Yeah, that's actually how I know him originally, was through TechSlug, because at one point I thought I was going to move down to Texas, so I joined TechSlug's forum, and I didn't actually realize that he was a game designer until after I met him at Brick World.
I have that.
Hello, Reed.
I got that beat, Mariann.
You got what? I couldn't hear
got that beat.
The beat?
I said I got that beat.
Oh, what's your got that beat then?
I met Steve because Steve was just a customer at my Lego store.
Nice.
And not until many years later, when I was shopping in a Target, and I go, "Is that Steve Jackson's name on a game?" And I stopped, and I looked. I was like, "Is that the same Steve?" And I looked at the address, and the address was in Austin, Texas, for the company on the game.
Yeah.
And I was like, "This is kind of odd." And so the next time I saw Steve in real life, I said, "Steve, you're kind of a big deal, aren't you?" And he was like, "Yes, I am." And I was like, "All right, well, good job."
Yeah, you mentioned his name, and it's like people just like, really,
Yeah, well, that was the thing at Brick World when he came the first year. There were like some kids that were freaking out. And they're like, "Oh, we went and got the game," and I'm like, "What game?" And they're like, "Steve Jackson game, Munchkin," and I'm like, because I didn't really know anything about it till then, because I'm not really a gamer, especially board gamer.
Hey, Lego. How are you doing today?
Pretty good.
Doing all right?
Yep.
Find anything cool there?
They speak.
Yes, I did.
What'd you find?
Go for it.
What?
Pretty sweet.
What'd you find that's cool in Lego?
Bueller?
It's so cool you can't even know it.
It's a
All I'm
secret.
seeing from M Lego is just a table with some stuff on it.
Yeah, he said he got a bin of loose stuff and he was sorting through it. And I was wondering what I was trying to help him get used to talking, so I thought I'd ask him some questions.
Hey, dude, you have a purpose. That's good. I like that. That's good.
Yeah.
That's like a couple. The other day, there's a store here that literally is like around the corner from me called Dark Prime Collectibles, and it's kind of funny because they have Lego in bulk, but they also have like collectible toys and that kind of stuff and video games, and so like I like to go over there and just chill, and so I spent like 3 hours there helping him sort out minifigures for the upcoming Brick Slopes convention that's here in Utah, which is the same weekend as BrickCan, unfortunately. So I can't do both, obviously. So I'm going to be up at BrickCan in Vancouver, Canada, because I'd already promised to go to that one. So, and I've been to that one every year since it started.
Lego dropped out. I'm
No.
sorry. If I
chased them off.
you in Lego, I was just trying to help you talk more. I was shy at first too.
I think he might have had technical difficulties. So.
If you did, come on back in Lego.
We don't bite. We promise.
Much.
We haven't bit
Yeah,
yet.
much.
Not unless you ask us to.
Yeah.
Now, Johnny, I gotta rebuild the city before I build the town hall.
My town hall is all in pieces and bags right now because I actually had it built at my old house, but then I took all my modulars that I had currently built and I just took them all apart. And I'm debating whether I'm going to rebuild them, but I don't know if I will.
I like the way you think, Hoosier. Build the city first, then build the government.
What are you doing to your wall?
Tearing it down.
Why? What are you going to replace it with?
I got 3 months to do a complete city revamp.
Complete? Man. I thought it was looking pretty good as it was.
Why are you revamping?
They've already seen it like that. Now he has to show, something brand new.
Well, I would have ran with the same layout in Philly or whatever other next show for at least a year.
Yeah, I usually leave my stuff for a year.
I wasn't happy with it.
Yeah, change. It looked pretty good. I like the airplane in the building that collapsed. That I like that. That was.
I just
cool.
say just build a tornado and have half the buildings wrecked. You'll be fine.
I just wasn't happy how everything fit together. So I'm switching everything over to Mills plates.
Yeah, that
That's
could
gonna
be cool.
It's all right, Hoosier. Don't you let anyone tell you how to enjoy your hobbies.
That's right.
Yeah, if you want to rip off your hands, go ahead and rip off your
That's right,
hands.
man. Like, don't even listen to these people.
Hey, I got a bunch of Lego torsos with no hands.
What do you mean?
I live at your house too.
No,
Kevin's like, let me see those hands.
What do you mean?
I
What do you mean, us people?
hand check.
I'm not the one who ripped the hands out, though. I got them like that. I leave them like that until I figure out which way they're supposed to go.
They can only go one way.
All right. We were doing a clean, and we went through a bunch of minifigures, and I was really shocked at how many were actually missing the freaking hands off of.
Well,
you have been a bad influence on my kids, Kevin.
maybe I didn't influence anybody. Maybe I went to your
Unfortunately,
house.
I got several that are missing hands.
There you go.
Yeah, hands break sometimes, and kids will pull them out. I hate it when the whole hand breaks off and you can't get another hand because the piece is still stuck up in the arm.
You know how many
Can that happen?
thousands upon thousands upon thousands of hands I've removed? I've never had that happen.
I came across one that had the hand broke off like that. To get the piece out, I took a paper clip, bent it out, heated it up, slid it in the hand, let it cool off, and then popped it out, and it came right off.
Look at it. You're an engineer.
That is a lot of work for one minifig arm.
It didn't take but a second, and I only thought about it for half a second.
Really? That's impressive.
I fix things all the time, Kevin. You should see some of the stuff the guys tear up at Wix.
Can we fix it? Yes, we can.
Oh, the stupidest thing it's they just don't take care of things, and you know they stuff ends up getting broke, and I got to be the one to fix it.
See, I didn't have a lot of Lego break when I was a kid because I was really good with my Lego, and I didn't let my brothers or my sister beat up their Lego either. So
friends don't let friends beat up their Lego.
well, I was the oldest, so
There
I
he is.
was the obsessed Lego person from a very young age. So, and then as they grew out of Lego, I stole up their Lego.
Oh, Hoosier, are you opening a bag of a Lego bag? Uh-oh. What do you got in there? Anything for Shiny? Because he's asking if he where his stuff is. I got those.
Cut full arches.
Did you find any 1x2 transparent plates for me?
Was nothing.
I got some pink.
Some
even
pink,
though I wasn't finished.
some light bluish gray 1x2s, a bunch of yellow 1x6s.
Hi, collecting.
Hey, actually, did you get those corner plates at the store? I could use some more of those.
You need some of those in white?
Yeah, how close is the store to you?
15 minutes, 10 minutes.
Yeah, they seem to be popping up on a lot of the stores shelves now.
Yeah, I'll have to see if I can get to Milwaukee in the next week or two. If not, I'll probably have you pick me up a cup.
I got.
Did you get any same green parts, Hoosh?
No, they didn't have none on the wall.
I still got that cup I need to send you. I forgot I had it and didn't send it yet. So.
I got.
Ooh, I like that.
Oh, he's a clown. Yeah, he's pretty cute.
Hey, what do they have any Valentine stuff out yet?
Yeah, they had a dog.
Oh yeah, there's the Valentine dog. That's
Are you kidding me? They don't have a minifig set again this year. They did Brickhead last year. They need to do minifig set this year.
I
They're
think they're doing the Brickheads because it's going to be the last year of Brickheads from what I heard.
Oh my gosh! Well, then I'm not buying any seasonal sets again because they did a dog last year or 2 years ago.
Yeah.
What are those?
The trading cards.
I did get this the other day.
Can you buy them or?
The trading cards are buy with gift with purchase. I did get the little Dragon Dance dude the other day. He's pretty cute.
Yeah, if they're going back to the brick guys, I mean their seasonal sets are going to tank because every other year they were doing a minifig set and then a Brickhead set. So for everybody on the team, if you're listening to me, if you're going to buy seasonal sets, don't do it. Send Lego a message. Don't buy them.
Are we starting a boycott?
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah.
Boycotting Brickheads.
Because, you know...
I'm boycotting anything seasonal this year if they are not a minifig bag or box. I am boycotting all seasonal sets this year.
You know, nothing works like an awesome boycott.
How many of those did you end up getting, Hoosier?
We only got 2 this time.
I haven't gotten that one yet. I'll get that eventually.
Oh,
I grabbed 2.
Are you going to Hoosierize it?
yeah.
So I did finish my rows. If anyone's interested in seeing what it looks like finished.
Hold on. You're on the big screen, Mariann. Hold on. Show it again.
So this is the rose. I finished it. Just like I said, I was building the roses tonight. So this is what they look like when they're finished.
Cool.
Yeah.
You need to put like a scratch and sniff thing in the middle of it or something.
Well, and if anyone's wondering, I do actually run steel through the stem, so it doesn't break. This is all glued. But the stem, if you glue it even as is, it will eventually break because it's kind of fragile. So I actually run a, I think it's an 1/8 of an inch an 1/8 of an inch steel rod through the middle because it fits exactly. And that way it gives it a little bit of stability.
Doc asking if they'll go on a Lego built vase.
So 2 of them are individual single stem roses, and then I am building the third one, just like I showed in the picture at the beginning of the screen, will be in a Lego built vase, and there's going to be a little bit of I use the 5-point leaves as baby's breath, so I'm going to have that in the background. So yeah, there will be 3 of them in a Lego built vase, because I actually built I don't have the stems on yet, but these are the 4 other rose heads I built already tonight. So, because they take the longest is the tops of the roses.
Johnny, I'm going to help Julian complete his set if I can, and I'll let you know what I got left on the cards.
So, in Lego, what'd you find in your stuff?
I
Like the
found
hockey players.
yeah, I found these hockey players.
You got
I
all
found,
the pieces?
for these 2, I'm pretty sure. There were more little pieces and more stickers that were in a separate bag that was like $8. I didn't feel like getting them because I have no purpose for them. And then I have an extra helmet. And then I have parts to the Hobbit hole. I'm going to try to reconstruct this set.
Hey, I got some parts to that. One of them's still in the bag though. Bag number 3 to that set. I hadn't tried to piece the rest of it together yet.
Yeah, I'm missing pieces to my Hobbit hole also. Hey.
And then I have parts to a creator house.
Is this some euphemism for? Is this like code?
No, Kevin. If it was, you would know about it.
I would not know about it at all.
You know everything about Lego. That's pretty cool, in Lego. Is that how you pronounce your name, M Lego?
It's pronounced Malego.
Malego?
What?
That's what I always hear.
Is that like Malord?
M Lego. How would you like this to call you, M Lego, or by another name?
M Lego.
M Lego, Nick, get it straight. Don't make me come up there and whoop you.
All right.
It will always and forever be known as Malego.
Now we're talking.
All right, Nick. I'm going to get on the bus and come to you.
Bring it. Bring it.
So I found parts to this set, which I got from the same place for like I think $20, and all the parts were in it. And yeah, but I found more parts to it, and I got the most important part of it, the faceplate.
Cool.
I got a couple of these.
Oh, cool. The factory Lego weighing what?
Yeah, I got 2 of them.
Oh, cool. I only find them in singles. I've got a couple of different blocks like that. I think I got a Lego Land one from somewhere, and I can't think of what the other ones are.
I have a whole bunch of the old ones from Legoland, California, because when I worked there, I could get them very easily. I don't think they have them as much nowadays, but they used to have them all the time.
Yeah. Ooh, a white horse.
Yeah. I have parts to an Iron Man set.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Is that what you did, like doing? Getting a loose Lego and piecing together sets in Lego?
Well, if I can find good deals on it, I try to get them. And especially if the bins contain mostly Lego. Like this one contained a Mega Bloks set, and there were lots of parts to that, but I'm pretty sure I sorted all of them out.
Yeah.
I've actually bought like bulk buys like that had the Mega Bloks in it. Turned around and ended up selling the Mega Bloks for more than what I did for the whole bin of Lego / Mega.
Really? What Mega Bloks were they?
They were just I don't know. They were a bunch of what's that video game they got?
Oh, Halo.
Halo.
Oh, really?
I sold the figures for almost the price of what I paid for the whole lot.
Oh.
Dang. I know. I get it. He sells the Mega Bloks somewhere else. He gets a good price for them.
I just have a shoebox for my 2 burn pile.
That's cool.
What's that red and black item that's on the bottom? Almost looks like a flower or something.
It's part of like a little wreath.
Oh.
And I actually put that up every year around Christmas. So that's actually something I plan on keeping.
Cool.
But then this is a bunch of Lego City stuff. Like there's a couple of these. So my thought is that the person got a couple of the sets.
Well, I'm gonna pull a brick bin. How long have you been collecting Lego brick? In Lego.
For quite a while now, since I was a kid.
And how old are you now?
I prefer not to say.
Stranger danger.
Okay. Yeah. Are you still a T-fall or are you an AFOL now?
I am a T-fall.
Okay, that's cool. Just that way we know, we know what not to say. Bad stuff in front of a T-fall. Those who say bad stuff.
Yes, if anything was going to stop it, it would be that.
Yeah.
So here I have parts of like a swamp police set, I believe. And there's like a little truck and parts of a shack. For some reason, there weren't any minifigures in this bin.
There
so I think the person who had it put it separately, but
yeah,
but I did find quite a few minifigure parts, like a bow and arrow, helmet to a Star Wars character.
Oh, that's Jingle Fett's helmet.
Yeah, and then a Star Wars gun, a couple tools, a knife. This piece, this jumper plate is broken. So I'm going to have to find a new one of those because I think it went to the Hobbit hole.
Yeah, you got to get you a bin and start a broken Lego bin.
Oh, I have one.
Oh, do you? Yeah. I got a number of them. I don't have a bin yet. They're still here and there.
Why would you, can I ask why you would keep broken Lego and not just immediately throw it away?
Well, if you're doing a mock, sometimes you want to put a hole through something. And why not use a broken piece than a good piece?
Well, also sometimes there are uses for broken pieces.
Yeah,
you can always put it on the inside of a mock.
Yeah, I'm planning making a big pile of these and then making like a junkyard.
Yeah,
that would work.
Bricks are still got a bin full of broken Lego that he saves. He doesn't throw them out. He puts them all in the broken bin.
Yeah,
I throw it away instantly. If it breaks,
Yep.
it's in the garbage.
It's in the garbage as soon as it breaks.
All right, y'all put it in a box and just send it to me when y'all get the box full.
So
or
wait,
me.
Just to make sure I got this right, you want me to make sure I'm sending you my trash?
Yes, please.
Only the broken Lego trash.
No, because I put it in one trash bag.
One man's trash is another man's treasure.
I do throw my Lego away only when I'm gluing and the glue damages the brick too much. Because then it is basically useless.
Yeah.
And then this is just a bin of stuff that I don't even know what it goes to.
The brown one might be Star Wars, possibly.
The what?
They might be Star Wars. There's a really good Facebook group called Identify My Lego or something like that, where you can actually ask if you've got random like parts of sets. Ask what they are, or a part that you can't identify, and then invariably somebody will know exactly which set it's from.
What I always do is look for the most specialized piece, get the part number, and pull it up on Bricklink and see what sets and see what shape that piece would, which one it fit in.
Well, that only works though if it's not if it's a one set. If it's a mixed lot, you're not going to be able to figure that out as easy.
I'm talking about like I've gotten a numbered bag, a sealed numbered bag. It didn't know what set it went to. I pulled a piece out of it and put it in Bricklink, and it turned out to be one of the bags for the fire brigade, the modular building fire brigade.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you got like a chunk of something that's put together, find the most uncommon piece on it, get the number, Bricklink, and look through the sets, see which set that chunk might fit into. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, Reed.
I also got this at Target.
Yeah.
I quickly looked up and I thought Kevin was making faces at everyone, but it was just you and your phone.
What is it? Why is it? Am I being weird? Is it like breaking up?
No. He was holding up some picture of you.
Oh, okay. Got it.
And I thought it was you at first. I'm like, what is Kevin doing?
Hey, Kevin, did you enjoy your time at Brick Vibes Warehouse?
I did indeed.
Did you go to the Lego store when you was in Nashville?
I did.
You did?
I seen we had a Brick Vibe hair reveal.
Hair reveal.
I should have went there the other day, and I could have met you. So.
Do you live near there, did you?
Yeah, I live in Nashville. I'm just south of the airport.
Wait a minute. Dude, are you really Brick Vibe?
Oh, man, I wish I was, man. Oh, he lives a little bit more south than I do. I know the area he's from. I grew up near there.
Do you know the Ray's Chicken Shack they were at?
No, I
have photos. I'm gonna post photos of the Nashville journeys tomorrow.
Nice.
I don't know the restaurants down that way. I got cousins that live down that way. They could probably tell me what restaurants are down there. But
we ate at a steakhouse that was pretty good.
Yeah, no, that was good too.
What was the name of it?
I couldn't tell you.
I think it was called Steakhouse.
What did they have?
No, I don't think it was called Steakhouse.
Was it Steaks R Us?
Was it in Columbia or was it in Franklin?
It was Steaks R Us with a backwards R.
Hey, I ain't kidding about this. Was it Columbia or in Franklin?
I'm not joking with you, dude.
I am serious.
There's one in Franklin that you need to go to. It's called Franklin Chop House. It's got some good stuff in there.
The Buttchop House?
No, it's not Buttchop House. It's just Franklin Chop House.
He's not kidding around with this, Nick. Don't make me your own mad.
I don't kid around with food.
Right? He'll lead the chat to a different stream.
Hey, dude, could you eat?
I could eat. If I had my camera on, I'd show you my pink bucket that's got I could eat on the top of it.
Nice.
But I ain't turning my camera on because I ain't cut my hair yet. I look like a shaggy beast.
Me too.
You're not. So your camera's not on because you're embarrassed by your hair.
And the fact that I ain't shaved since Christmas.
And he's got no pants on.
And I'm just waiting for the no pants to actually factor.
I got pants on. They're pajama pants, but they're pants.
That's all right. I do some of my best streaming in pajama pants.
Yeah. You gotta be comfortable.
Look at I'm in my pajama pants and I'm not afraid to be on camera.
Go. Reed, can you kick Nick out of the can you kick him out of the stream? He's wearing pajama pants.
Sorry, I can't do that.
How cold is it up there, Nick?
I think it was like a high of like -100 today.
Negative 100?
Negative 100?
Be serious now.
No, I'm serious. I walked from my car to my work today, and I think my fingers fell off.
Yeah, it was 28 degrees this morning when I got up at 5:30.
That's a heat wave for up here.
Man,
Yeah,
we
we
tried
were-
going out walking the dog in that weather in pajama pants.
We had a
Erica,
minus 24 wind
Erica's
chill.
about to like fly a vintage aircraft with a scarf.
All right. Technically, it is -5 degrees right now.
Ooh!
God,
What's it up
what
there
is cold?
where you are, Kevin?
It's not that cold right now.
Not that cold? That's
No.
good.
-7 here in Madison.
I want us to appreciate Erica's eyewear for the moment because
Erica,
she is rocking some vintage aircraft goggles.
oh, looking cool, Erica.
It says here by Wednesday, our high is going to be -12 and the low is -22.
Oh my gosh.
My gosh.
We'll hit minus 10 on Wednesday.
Negative 22.
As low as we. Oh my God! I just looked at the weather on my phone. It says Wednesday we're going to be at -1 degree. That's cold,
That's your-
man.
That'll be your wind chill. That won't be your actual temperature.
Man, see,
But
guys, it's so
cold.
cold. Like, what was all this hoax talk about global warming?
Yeah.
Well,
I
in
wish it-
Australia right now, it's like 120 degrees because my friends down there are saying they're dying of heat. So, you know.
Where's this at?
Huh?
Where?
Australia.
Oh.
My friends down in Australia, my friend in Adelaide, I think he said it was like 100.
Yeah.
We ran it in the other measurements, so they didn't say 120 degrees. That was the, you know, I converted it for us so we can understand. Those
Yeah.
crazy odd people.
They're in Australia. They're in summertime now. It's supposed to be hot. There's summertime
Well, yeah,
now.
it is supposed to be hot, but like 120 degrees is really hot because, like, you know, like that's when if you go to Vegas in the middle of summer, it can be like 120 degrees and it's terrible.
What'd you take your goggles off for, Erica?
Because like they
You
hurt
can't
my
see through them?
Hey, that's their place for southern states.
It gets hot, you just got to play inside or play in the shade.
Hey, Erica, you gonna Hoosierize your bus yet?
I don't know how easy that's gonna be.
We'll start on it. It'd be cool to be able to see it at Philly.
Dude, are you going to Philly?
I'm gonna try.
Dude, I don't know if I can handle meeting you in real life, man.
Oh, it just flip you right out. Your top of your head would just pop right off.
I think you're probably not far off from the truth.
Who's making all that noise?
I won't be able to present or nothing. I'll just be a regular visitor.
So Kevin, that order that you pulled, I wonder if they complained about missing pieces.
I counted that stuff, man.
Hey, Hailey! Haley's in the chat.
Did you sign one of the pieces saying Kevin was here?
No, I said that I told Brick Vibe I should have put like a K on the order pick sheet, but I didn't. I picked it and then I put it with his other stuff, so I didn't. There was no differentiating mark that I did it.
Did you pull some stuff for me?
No, I don't remember whose the name was, but it was all black Technic elements.
Yeah.
I need black.
Yeah.
Maybe it was for Brickanic.
Actually, it was my order.
No, it was not. You're full of it.
He said, no, it was not.
You're full of it.
What he's full of, we're not sure of.
You would not have been like, you know what? I want to pay for shipping, although I'm standing in the middle of this warehouse right now.
That sounds like the one for me now.
Is he so full of it it turns his eyes brown?
It was pretty awesome, though. It was pretty amazing.
Was it?
It was.
I've got less ice.
I guess we're all gonna take a trip there now.
I couldn't believe all those bricks, the shelves and
No, that's
just looked
nothing, man.
intense.
That is nothing.
Really.
I guess Brick Vibe never did answer my question in the chat, so I guess I'll just have to message him on the Instagram.
Brick
Why, you
Vibe
want
is driving.
to go visit him?
No, I was asking him if he had any used brick he wanted to get rid of. Because I know he said, I know at one time he said he had a bunch that he couldn't sell because it was brick.
Yeah. Yep.
And this weekend, if you're in Nashville area, it's Nashville Flea Market at the State Fairgrounds. Come by and see me sometime.
Are you gonna have you gonna have like a thing? Are you gonna sell stuff?
I help a friend sell antique toys, and he's got some. He does have a little bit of Lego stuff, and then he's got some bootleg figures.
You are encouraging this dude, Jude?
Hey, the parents love the bootleg figures because the kids break them, lose them, whatever. They bring them there, and they can get the bootleg figures to replace them. You know.
Now, do they know they're buying bootleg figures?
We have no Lego logos anywhere. We call them minifigs. If they ask, we tell them they're not Lego brand, and half of them stand there pulling the heads off, checking them, and we tell them
you should really call them
they're
Figs Mini.
official.
I'm going to smoke. I'll be right back.
All right,
Look how stressed you just made Hoosier.
Yeah, right. All this fake Lego talk.
He has to step out.
Hey, when it comes to the minifigs, sometimes parents don't give a hoot, you know? I had this one lady, she bought, what character was that? I can't think of what it was. It was a character out of a $100 set. Her kid lost 3 of the characters.
She lost 3 of the same character or 3 of different characters from the set?
3 of the characters out of that set, and he was upset about it. I think it was the Star Wars set, and she come by there and she found them. We luckily had the ones that she was looking for, and she was like, "Cool." She got all 3 of them because we sell them for $4 each or 3 for $10, and she bought 3 that she was happy, made the kid happy. Everybody went out there just smiling ear to ear, like, "Wee!" You know,
like that little pig from the Geico commercial.
Yeah, and we told her that they weren't official Lego, and she's like, "That's fine. It looks like it. He won't know no different. He's like a 7-year-old kid." And we're like, "Okay."
You'll have to look really hard, but on that mock video I put out for our Adventures of Left Shark, if you look at that Freddy Krueger figure, he's not real.
I noticed it.
I have a few fake Lego figures.
Yeah, see, the guys who put out the fake ones put out some of the cool movie figures.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Freddy
I have
Krueger.
these 2, these I can get them in the camera. I have these 2 like Godzilla figures I got.
Which ones you got? Oh,
those are
you got
cool.
the clear, translucent, and the green
So those
one.
are clearly fake Lego, but I didn't pay more than like $4 for them. And
Where'd you get them
really,
at?
really cheap from China, but I just don't bother. I just buy them from somebody.
Yeah,
Where'd you get them? I like that translucent Godzilla.
we hadn't had that one yet, but we've had the black Godzilla and the green Godzilla. But they make Godzilla. We even had a Bruce Lee minifigure.
And I'm not sure where it went, but I actually have a Voltron minifigure that's looks like the Voltron.
Yeah, we hadn't got that one yet. The guy that I helped, he sometimes gets the order that he orders, and sometimes he don't. So it's kind of hit or miss for him sometimes. But we had the Godzillas, we had some aliens, we had some predators.
Look at dude Judah flinging all this fake Lego.
Oh yeah, hey, they're cool. You know, I hate the fact that they're fake, but you know they're cool. You know,
the coolness factor dries your tears, dude. You.
Oh yeah. Since
I'm all about like complementary products or custom products or figures that don't exist in the Lego portfolio.
Oh yeah,
that's all fine with me. I don't mind that stuff. Like that Godzilla. That Godzilla's cool. You can't.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I bought it.
Yeah, Lego's not giving it to us.
I got like
unless they were.
I got like 12 or more different Deadpools. I got a ton.
Yeah, I mean the thing I don't like is when you have like, you know, like everybody has that big fake Hulk big fig, where it's like really cheap plastic, and it's the Hulk, which you can get like 4 different versions of from Lego directly. But man, it's just bad. It's just bad.
No, I agree.
I ought to show you my big Hulk figure collection. I got 5 of them that are translucent. One that's blue, one that's red, one that's green.
That you just said my big Hulk like fake collection is already like done.
Yeah, but they're translucent, colored.
When was the Hulk clear?
I don't know, but they was freaking cool.
Hulk smash. No, Hulk go invisible.
I didn't have to pay for them, so you know I got them for free. That's a good price for me. If it starts with an F and ends with an E, I'll take it every time.
Well, they're actually only worth about $1, if that. So.
Yeah, they're not worth a whole lot, but still, you know, some of them are pretty cool.
Now, granted, though, I did pick up again from a friend that had fake ones. It was a baby version of the Stegosaurus. No, not Stegosaurus? Triceratops. The Triceratops. It was adorable. Now, it falls apart, like the legs fall off. But if you're just doing it for like a mock and you want to just have the mom with the baby, it's pretty cool.
Oh, hey, if the legs fall off, here's a little tip on how to fix it. Take some quick drying clear fingernail polish, coat the pin, let it dry, and keep testing it out until it gets tight enough to stay and still be able to move. And there you go. He won't keep falling apart.
I wonder how far, like if we really wanted to test this, how far could you take a mock where like 1% of it is Lego and the rest of it is like custom or bootleg or glue or like
I don't glue Lego. You don't glue Lego.
That's fine. Nail polish, clear nail polish. I mean, like how far?
That's just coating outside to make it thicker.
I wonder.
I learned that in Transformer collection.
Like if there's a test that can be performed where you take several samples and you see just how far your average run-of-the-mill AFOL would accept it until they are no longer satisfied.
Well, some would be no longer satisfied from the first moment because they don't like me.
Well, of course.
I mean, like Bill Ward, he hates custom anything.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But
I'm sure the people will fall off right off the bat.
Now, I know some people like building with Mills plates, but sometimes they get aftermarket plates to build the Mills plate. What's
Yeah.
wrong? Is there anything wrong?
I bought some of the off the market plates.
No,
because they make
actually, that clear one is actually a Lego plate. I actually looked at it the other day.
I wasn't naming Reed.
Reed.
Hey, and I remember the other night, Tanya showed her Spider Gwen figure that she got. She loves it, and she admitted it was fake. I got that one. I also got 5 other Spider Women minifigs that are fake.
What can we change? Can we change the name of this to Friday Night Blocks?
I know. I am looking for a actual Ninjago City set official.
Yeah, see, now that's where I do draw the line, because I don't mind having figures that are fake, that are you can't get, and I don't mind having like those off-brand base plates, because they make bigger ones than the Lego does of the pieces. But I won't buy an off-brand set that Lego makes. That's ridiculous. Like, a weapon version of Ninjago just because it's cheaper.
All right,
Yeah.
I think I got it, but just in case,
Yeah,
tell
right.
me the whole thing again because I couldn't hear any of it.
If you're not listening, Kevin, that's your own fault.
Oh no, I'm listening. I am listening indeed. That was
Oh,
great.
by the way, I am wearing my Buttchop gloves tonight.
Yeah, I saw that.
Kevin, did Matthew make it to wherever he was going?
Your gloves are cool there, Nick.
I know it's the end thing now. You're not cool unless you got the Buttchop gloves.
I'm okay.
What's Kevin talking about?
Hey, Kevin, did you mute yourself accidentally? I think you did.
What'd you say, Kevin?
Yeah, you're totally muted.
Emma, why? That doesn't make any sense.
No, you're not. I don't know why. Did you do that to yourself?
No, I'm not even.
I think it's self-sabotage.
Who thought that was humorous?
Hey, Mariann. I
What?
will have to admit, I've told the guys before, I do have 4 bootleg modular buildings.
Oh, that's not
Dude, you're on thin ice right now. You better watch it.
There it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
We've reached the peak.
I do have 5 real ones, though.
Yeah, but still, there's still one.
No,
too
I have
many
all of them, but
ones.
of course I started collecting them when they came out, so I didn't pay an arm and a leg.
I'm missing one.
Cafe Corner.
Market Street.
Market Street's expensive.
Like
Yeah,
the
Market
other
Street was kind of the weird one. It was an oddball
For
out.
us, it's just
That's one that I got that's bootleg, and that's the only reason why I got those 3.
You know, I don't even like Lego. Why are we even here?
Because we love Lego. And sometimes
I don't know, dude. I thought
I
you
got
said you
you.
liked fake Lego better.
Well, Kevin, you did have
Hey.
the chance when you left Lego to leave the whole hobby, but you got drawn in. It's like you're stuck
Hey,
now
Reed.
forever.
Hey, Reed, I got to tell you, I got the bootleg modular sets before I found the Lego community on YouTube. And I'm only truthful with you because I don't want to lie about the fact that some of them ain't real.
I put that stuff
I
on
only
eBay.
bought 3 of the 4. Somebody gave me one, and I found a good deal on the 3, and then I found out they're not. That y'all look down on people who got them, so I don't have any more.
Sorry, officer. Those aren't my drugs. They were given to me.
Exactly.
Hey, I'm holding them for a friend.
They
Hey,
got,
look,
they got Nick left them in my truck.
who was saying something about broken Lego?
I was.
I was in Lego.
I just broke a 1x4 reddish brown tile.
Oh, the infamous reddish
Put it-
brown strikes again.
Put it in the
Take
broken
the
Lego
garbage can.
pile. Put it in the broken Lego bin. When it gets full, send it to me.
Just put it
For
underneath
the
that towel. You'll be fine.
Dude, I don't personally look down on people that buy fake Lego. I actually find it very humorous.
Hey,
Just
I
put
knew
it
what I was,
underneath the towel or a horse. You'll be fine.
See,
I knew
Kevin-
what I was
Kevin
getting
can't say
when I
that
got when I
because
ordered it.
Lego, whatever.
I knew what I was buying when I bought them, and so I did it on purpose, but I didn't know that y'all big fans look down on it that bad.
Who's going to a dark
poor.
house? Oh, Kittenville. What's up, buddy?
Not much. I was getting
Hey,
my headset
Kittenville,
on. Everybody's going to sleep tonight.
how you doing?
Doing all right.
Hello.
You might
Hello.
get to speak a little bit. If dude's a little quiet, you never know.
I'm sorry you had to join us during our intervention.
Hey, we've had this discussion 4 months ago.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can.
Okay.
We can hear you better than Kevin.
That's all right. That's all good.
You're getting like an echo effect though.
What, Kevin?
I'm getting echo.
Hello.
Yeah, you're making everything echo.
I got my headphones. I don't know how.
Weird.
Echo, echo, echo.
I was
And
about to
maybe
do that.
it's me.
Oh my God.
Maybe turn off the mic and then turn it back on. What you're streaming on. You can
Yeah,
do
I can
that.
try it.
Is there
Is that
echo?
better?
I think Hailey would be proud.
That
Yeah,
sounds
that's better.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I had to do earlier because Mariann couldn't hear me at the start.
That's what Zerik's been working on. He's
There you
got
go.
his,
I think Hailey
one of his dinosaurs right there. Let's see here. Got another one. See if we can see his white dinosaur right here.
Which I think that's a dragon, but that's.
I mean, dragon. Yeah, dragon. Excuse me. I'm a little tired tonight.
dragging dinosaurs all acceptable.
Yeah, all the Jago dinosaurs. I mean, dragons.
Why is it not fake?
Ain't no fake brick here. Then we got
That's
the
good.
green. We got the green dragon right here. How to see his tail over there wagging?
Nice.
That's cool. Nice ceiling fan.
And then, of course, we got our haul and ball on this package in today, this week, and so I went and took his Destiny Bounty apart this morning, and we're going to Hoosierize the Destiny's Bounty.
Ooh.
That's cute.
That
How
sounds
much
like
bigger? 2 to 3 times.
It's if you watch Mock Your Bricks, I'm basically basing my build off of, or Zerik's build off of that.
Cool.
Now the only downfall is his don't have the flyers on the back, and so I'm going to go over there and do the whenever I do the build, I'm going to follow the directions for the back, and then I'm going to follow the video for the rest of it, and it is pretty long boat so far. This is what he's got done today.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Looking good.
One of the things I like is he's able to sit down with, this new medication that he's on. He's able to sit down with me and let me figure out as we go. He's not that impatient right now. His patience is, pretty good.
How many more treatments has he got left?
Oh, I know we're going to finish off a full year, so that's going to be August or whatever. So, let's see here, at least 6 more treatments, I think, 6 more rounds, and each round has 3 treatments in it, and so we got a pretty long road, to get to that point. But then we're also making sure that it's the tumor is not going to grow anymore, or if it's going to retard or slow down the growth. The chemo is going to slow down its growth. Hopefully, he'll be able to take a break next year from the chemo. That's the ultimate goal, is to be able to go on. Won't need it all the time. So we'll just have to. We're just starting our journey.
I understand that.
Because the thing is he can't get radiation until after he reaches 13 or 14. So the only thing we could do now is just bide our time with chemotherapy.
How old is he right now?
He's 5.
Oh, I didn't realize he was that young.
Yeah.
Well, we're still praying for you there, Kittenville.
I appreciate it.
I'll put your name in a couple of different prayer groups.
Thank you.
No problem. That's what we're here for.
Look what I did.
And my uncle had a heart attack yesterday, so he went in for some kind of surgery today. So
yeah,
my sister said he's doing. He's got out of surgery and he's doing good, but he was still on the ventilator earlier. So everything's looking good for him.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
And Hoosier, you still gonna try to make it out in September?
Oklahoma?
Yeah. I didn't know if anything had changed due to your circumstances over there.
It's a very good possibility. It's a very good possibility that I could show up to any show Brick Universe does.
That's cool. I just need to get a hold of the right people and see if I can get to Kansas City for the other one. The one got up in Kansas City in, what is that, August?
Kansas City, I go.
Actually talking to Chad's Brick Hobby today about doing OKC.
Oh, Oklahoma City's in March.
Is that one in March?
Yeah, Tulsa one's in September.
Are those the Brick Universe you're talking about?
Yeah. Well, they hadn't announced Tulsa yet, but it usually falls around the end of September.
I haven't been to any of those because none of them have been close enough to me to try them out.
I gotta go there and watch Mr. Kevin Hinkle draws a little bit later.
Nice. I know that guy.
That guy's a hack.
That guy.
He was drawing many sig figs.
I was. I did do that.
You were drawing stick figs? Is that what you reduced to, is stick figs?
Kevin, you put the video out, so I guess I can show a picture, right?
Yeah, no, it's your stuff. It's your stuff, man. I
Thank
didn't,
you.
that's why
Who's
I
ready
didn't,
for post show?
That's why I didn't share the video until you approved. the
Kevin, we can
artwork.
barely hear you. What's wrong with your
Okay.
phone?
So,
Whoa, that is just way too close.
Too close there, dude.
hello.
Is it?
Oh man.
I'm gonna have
I'm gonna have
nightmares.
nightmares now. Yep, exactly.
You said we're going to post show.
When everybody's ready.
Yeah, no, you're welcome to. You're welcome
Well,
to share.
I gotta see this Hoosier stuff. That looks sharp.
Mhm.
You can have an original Hinkle.
Nice.
The only bad thing about it is there's this gigantic watermark in the middle of it.
Let me see.
Let's see it again.
That means payments not due, not paid up.
Nick knows. Nick speaks the language.
Yeah, you haven't paid that.
That is big.
That's why.
I want to see yours.
Hey, you can take that out with Photoshop.
No, you could do one better. All you need is a Wacom tablet. You need the that Premiere whatever that Adobe thing, and you go to turn that snapping thing on, where it automatically connects your lines, and you can trace his work and make it your own.
Uh-oh.
Now, just use the image as it is and say, what are you going to do about it?
You know,
Do you think I would do that to Kevin?
if you think a guy that uses Photoshop for a living doesn't know how to make you not steal it out of Photoshop, we might have a problem.
No, Kevin, I'm just messing with you. You're cool to mess with.
I appreciate your love and support, dude.
I liked it earlier in your chat when you called me the Duda Jew. That was pretty cool. That's funny, Reed.
But I lined them up.
Okay, but we gotta get them put away.
Can I put them in one by one?
What are you guys gonna do with the pictures? Are you gonna use them to print stuff?
I'm gonna have a black hoodie with it on it.
You're gonna have a what?
All the time.
I think we're gonna get each of us is gonna get t-shirts
And hoodie.
and a hoodie.
I want strings.
That's cool.
That's all I need. What strings are making? So I had
Maybe Philly, there will be a couple shirts to give away.
Ooh.
So who's ready for post show? Let's see a thing of hands.
Whatever. I'm just lingering.
I'm here.
Are we done? Are we ending it?
I'm thinking about it so I can pack up some stuff for tomorrow.
All right, hold on. I got like
I'm
2 more steps and then I finished it.
I'm cool with doing
Wow, that's a long build. How long you been building that? 2 hours? Wow.
So, what time did the stream start? Like
7 o'clock. 7 o'clock.
Well, what time did Kevin start building his build?
About 8 something.
I haven't been building.
That would be 8 Central Time.
It's been like 45 minutes, Kevin.
I have not been building. slowly.
It's been 2 hours and 10 minutes, Kevin.
He was griping about the problem in step 3, so that's probably slowed him down a little bit.
Yeah, he took 10 minutes on that. I was commenting. So it's been 2 hours, 10 minutes.
Man, Kevin can't catch a break.
2
All
hours,
right.
15
I was told that once I became successful, they behaved.
There's the
There
phone.
it is.
Everybody drink.
Hold on, get ready to go off again.
Give me a second.
That's Pinterest. I always get 2.
Hey, was it obvious, Hoosier, that in that video I tried to find the closest royalty-free version of that jingle to play in the song that I could?
Oh, the drawing one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went out of my way to try to find a guitar that's usable.
I've been using that song in our videos for like a couple years now.
Have you really?
Yeah.
I haven't. I don't think maybe I've dropped it in. I don't remember hearing it. What was the last tune?
It was more of our older ones. One of our bigger ones that song's in. It's for the wilderness.
Okay.
I usually use that when we have like up tempo stuff, like water slides or something crazy like that.
Nice. I guess we're fishing from the same pool.
Yes. Royalty free websites is. That's where it's at. Yeah, but lately YouTube has actually been putting out some pretty good royalty free stuff. So
yeah, I haven't checked their stuff out yet, but I will do so.
I utilize that a lot for our Halloween stuff this year. They have put out some pretty good stuff for that.
Well, if I'm actually going to start doing videos, I need to start figuring all that out.
Hey, it's always smart to put that bed music in there. It kind of helps cover a bad video most of the time. So if anybody knows about bad videos, it's me.
All right, I finished. We can end it. There it is.
Okay, now Kevin's done. We can all leave now. Is that okay?
There it is.
Wait, hold on. Oh, look at that.
It's kind of I guess it kind of works. It opens its mouth. It's not rolling very well on this table.
Is it the table or the build?
That's a hot mess build.
That's what I considered basically all of Nexo Nights was a hot mess. Good parts,
It was
though.
not my build skills.
It was the table in Kittenville, Kentucky.
I'm not saying you were building wrong, Kevin. I'm saying that I'm not a big fan of Nexo Nights.
Well, you aren't alone.
Blame it on the tables. Blame it on the table. It's